Okay, we are live. Hey, you guys, how are you? Happy Monday. Hopefully, you had an amazing weekend. We are back once again with another live chat recap. I got my girl Bree on the line, and Keisha be coming a little bit later. She's celebrating her niece's birthday today.
Yeah, so you got us right now.
Yep. So, also, you guys, thank you so much for the support and the growing new people on the channel. Continue to drop your comments. I've been seeing a lot of great comments on my standalone video. I actually dropped 3 videos this morning. I had the spoilers for both, and then I did 2 weekly spoiler highlight videos for both Beyond the Gates and Young and the Restless. So, continue to push those if you must. I know everybody don't watch all shows on CBS like we do, but if you can and you do watch all 3 shows, please support the channel by watching the video. It really pushes it through because I really want to build up the other 2 shows. I really don't do a lot of content for YNR and B&B because YNR and BTG because I really haven't had the traction. And I would like to do more of that, but I want to make sure that I get the engagement so YouTube will know to continue to put it on the recommended page and to push the content like they push Bold. They definitely push Bold because you guys really come up and show out for Bold. So
Hmm.
I'm assuming that I got more Bold watchers over here, it seems. But I know I got some Y&R folks and some BTG folks because I do see some movement, but I would like to, kind of push that even further. So hopefully I can get you guys assistance in that. All right. If
I
you
would
are,
love that.
what'd you say?
So I would love that. We can definitely do some case studies for Beyond the Gates, that's for sure.
Yeah, and they have so many moving parts when it comes to BTG. I mean, well, at least the first season there, they're kind of getting into where we have long going weekly storylines like we've been dealing with this Haley and Bill stuff for the past week and a half.
Hmm.
So they're really giving us, some traction now on specific storylines, whereas in the beginning we were getting hit with multiple storylines. So I'm able to kind of hone in on, some of the specific highlights. And, like I highlighted the whole thing with Danny and, how she called Bill her husband. And on
Yeah.
Y&R, I talked about the whole thing with the addiction with Nicholas and this growing connection between Kyle and Victoria. So, you know, um, okay. So Wanda says she don't watch Beyond the Gates like that. Okay, that's fine. You watch what you watch. No worries.
Hmm.
There's been some BTG drama about a certain actor. Who? Paris? And she got eyeballs on the screen. You see that?
Which actor? Which
Which
actor you
actor,
referring to?
Paris? Yeah,
And I
that'll
don't
be
know about it.
interesting. That would be very interesting. Oh, let me do my shout outs because, hold on. Because I know some folks in, Miss V Young was the first person in here. Shout out to Gail Lewis, Paris Barnes, Aisha Jackson, Melinda Pierce, Melissa Spencer. Who else we got in here? Sawana Jenkins and
Gail
Gail
Lewis,
Gail Lewis. Okay, there you go.
Paris Barnes.
Aisha, yeah, she says she can't hear. Has the podcast started? Yes, it started.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come out and come back in if you're able to.
Can you guys hear us? Drop a yes in the chat if you can hear Bree and I. Let me know because I want to make sure I don't show any signal issues on my end, but I want to make sure everybody can hear. So if you can, Let me know.
Yeah, let us know.
Let me see. I'm trying to hold. Okay, Crystal said yes. Okay, there it is. Okay, the yeses are coming in. I'm not hearing the sound. Aisha's not hearing everything, but everybody else is hearing everything.
Yeah, if you're able to come out of it, come back in it. Maybe that might help.
Well,
YouTube can be very weird,
well,
so
she
we
can't.
we
She even
understand.
wouldn't be able to hear you say that. Let me type it in the chat.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Okay, because everybody else hears us, but Aisha does not. So yeah, if you could, Bree, type it in the chat. Tell Aisha maybe she have to go out and come back in.
Okay.
All right. Well, while she's doing that, I'll finish doing a little housekeeping. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please, please, please hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications so you'll get notified about all of the videos, the standalones, the lives, the spoilers, all of that good stuff. And make sure that you don't miss a thing. Also, hit that like button if you have not. And then we have, well, first we do The Young and the Restless, then we do Bold and Beautiful, then Beyond the Gates. And then we have a few other fun segments at the end. Flip the script, who's taking several seats this week, Star of the Week, Pickle of the Week, Simple Olympics, and the Audacity Award. Okay. All right. So look like everybody can hear. Hopefully Aisha can see what's going on her end, and we'll go from there. All right. Okay. So let's jump into this. We're gonna start with Y&R. And Y&R has been, we got some Matt Clark drama. We had Nikki and Victor get married for the 10,000th time. This stuff with Billy and his hot headedness. Um, that conversation that he had with Audra. We had a little hanky panky with Claire and Holden once again. And then Mariah's back. She had a run in with Matt Clark this week. And then we got Danny. Danny Romalotti is now off the road and running a bar. And he's trying to hire his son. So, yeah.
I can't wait to get into that.
I know, right? Wait a minute, hold on. What did she say? Give me a second. See, I don't watch BM, but if it will help, I would click on the video. Well, I mean, the thing is, I don't want you to force yourself, because I would rather for you to enjoy the content. I don't want you to just go over there, and if if you're not really into Beyond the Gates, that's fine. I just, for those that have an interest, you know, then go and watch and things like that. But if you really don't have an interest and you're just there just to click the like button, that's not fair to you. I don't want you to do that just for me to get likes and stuff like that. So I'm not meaning it like that. Okay.
Yeah, because not everything's gonna be for everybody, but
Right.
we enjoy the three soaps on Y&R, and if you take an interest in it, great, and if you don't, it is what it is.
Right.
But we definitely have people who do enjoy Beyond the Gates, and T makes incredible content for all of the soaps, and just check it out if you like.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't want you to force yourself just to give me a like or a view. My thing is I want you to enjoy and not make it a task or something for you to do, okay? All right, so where you want to start, Bree, when it comes to Y&R for the week of August 3rd through the 7th?
Let's get that wedding out the way.
Okay, go ahead, girl.
Because I know they have a fan base, and they were happy about this. I personally did not care for Victor and Nikki getting married. I personally feel Nikki is dumb for even doing this. She had to crawl back and grovel to get back with this man because she wanted her lifestyle so badly. And I think the person who felt like he got married was Michael, because he kept looking at Victor the entire time.
Yeah, I don't. We went through all of this. I mean, we've been dealing with this drama since 2024. You know, he's been
Yeah.
butthurt. He's been causing people all types of drama because of the whole situation that happened with Jack and Nikki in that hotel room when she was, having her drug storyline. I mean, alcohol storyline. And
Mm-hmm.
so now we fast forward after an SA storyline, putting moles in people's companies, all types of things, breaking up the whole thing between Diane with Dr. whatever his name was that tried to keep her locked up
Dr.
in,
Markham?
yeah, Dr. Markham, all this stuff that's been going on, only for Nikki to say, well, I'm not giving up my friendship. And he was like, okay, my love for you was stronger than my hate for Jack. You could have said that 2 years ago and
He
then
didn't mean it.
stayed married.
He didn't mean that. He
Girl.
got he didn't have anybody to boss around and yell at, and so
Mm-mm.
he knew Nikki was going to crawl back. So he said a little bit of nothing, like, oh, all right, my baby, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And she didn't even make this man work for it at all. She's like, I want to come back to my home. I want to come back to this, and they wasted no time renewing their vows.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is the man
girl.
you want to stay married to.
I
Stay with
guess.
him.
I guess, girl. I'm just like, oh, man, here we go again. Because, I mean, just like Brooke and Ridge, they didn't even take the time to even go through dressing up at the office of the house. They just had Carter just say, okay, you know what, put us back together and let's get married in this office. Because at some point it gets old. How many times can you go down the aisle?
You know what? And I appreciate it. They that was some common sense on their part, because who was going to look forward to an elaborate Victor and Nikki wedding?
Exactly. Do we have to subject ourselves to that once again? You know what I mean?
I got a question for you and the Soapies.
Girl,
If you
look,
were
wait a
Nikki,
minute. Paris said when he said my baby, all I could think of your guys' interpretation. You know how you.
my baby, my baby, my baby. But I got a question for you and the Soapies. If you were Nikki, would you have married Victor?
That man is toxic. No.
I mean, if
I
you were
like
Nikki,
my
because
peace. I like my
she
peace.
like, if you like your peace, that's one thing. If you like the trinkets like Nikki, that's another.
Yeah, but all
Would you?
money ain't good money, girl. I mean, some money will put you in in a bad
Yeah,
place.
because I don't see how on earth she would take this man back. He didn't kick her out of the house. He threatened her, like all these different things. Like,
Hmm.
I don't see the appeal to being with Victor besides like
That's
his
all she
money.
knows. Remember, he saved her from a life of being in them streets. And
I was right. She was
so,
a nighttime ballerina. I forgot.
exactly, she was a nighttime ballerina. And here's this rich guy coming along who gives her this extravagant life, give her 2 kids, and he got all this power and everybody's scared of him. Of course she's gonna be looking like this is where I need to be, because out there by myself ain't nothing going on now. And especially now that she's older, obviously she can chill at home somewhere, but she don't want to be. She been with that man for 40 years. That's why Danny is having so much of a hard problem trying to detach from Bill.
True. But I mean, the number of things that Victor has done alone this year should be enough to just walk away from this man. And it actually shows how she really don't care for Jack either. She says that's her friend, but
Girl, she not finna give up. And then the fact that this man paid all that money to get a world renowned eye surgeon, please, she think that is a gift of love.
look, he will give her some rings, a necklace, a horse, a company, a car. she was not about to give up that
Of
lifestyle.
course not.
Like, some women dislike the lifestyle and will gladly turn a blind eye. Like, and her and the kids do this.
Yep, you are
They
correct.
they they're all the same. That's why I can't really respect Newmans. Like, they are one of the most unlikable families to me. Just with the stuff that they just allow Victor to do.
Yeah, but
And
they're the
then,
most prominent family. No other really family stick out like that. And when you got somebody like Jack Abbott at the helm of the Abbotts and his weak thinking and how he move and make decisions, I mean, as much as I don't like Victor, Victor plays chess, not checkers. He's
I
a
mean,
outmaneuver. He's a outmaneuver. He likes to outmaneuver people, and he do some horrible things. But Jack does some of the most dumbest things.
he got dumber in his later years. He used to keep Victor on his toes for a while. Like, that was decades ago. Now he's just moving, kind of just moving with his heart, and just not thinking clearly, not thinking like a businessman at all.
Yeah, I mean,
But
even with that whole thing with, well, I'm gonna act like I'm gonna marry Patty in order to find out information about where, Diane is, or all this type of stuff. Man, you got a knife in the gut
right,
for keeping, and you kicked your sister and your son and Harrison out the house to do all of this. It's like, what were you thinking?
right, and then call the police at the 11th hour.
Right.
And even Detective Burroughs was like, "Well, was that a bright idea?" Exactly. He said that, and I was screaming. But yeah, Victor, like, I get that he's more tactical, and he will, he doesn't mind using his money and
Mm-mm.
hiring people and telling them what to do, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
doing all of that. But the family as a whole is unlikable.
Yeah.
Like, I
I
don't
mean,
like.
I'm an Adam fan though. I've always been. Now lately, this kissing up the Victor thing, but
Yeah,
I've been an
I have to.
Adam fan.
I don't mind Adam. I just don't like what he's doing lately.
Right.
Victoria is unbearable.
Oh, absolutely.
She really went over the top this year with her actions.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And Nick, Nick is Nick. He's just been coasting. He's losing himself. He trying to put the cape on for himself, and it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Nikki, who I cannot respect as a woman, because I'm like, you got to have some sort of dignity, some
Mm-hmm.
sort of like moral compass, and you just take back this man who does all these deplorable things. And in Victor, he's just, ugh. I
Yeah,
don't
Victor
get
is
why
just
Michael
Victor.
kisses up to this man so much.
Cause you got some people that admire that kind of power.
Yeah,
I mean, most of the town, even people like Daniel, who's not even related to that family, was losing it over the fact that Victor lost his company. Why do you care?
right.
So when you
And
got
so,
that type of power where people is just like, oh my God, give whatever Victor wants, he should get. It's like, okay, you kiss in the ring. I mean, you got them. Who else? Um, I'm trying to think of who else in town. I
Lily,
mean, the Lily
Devon, Nate,
Devon. Exactly.
all of them.
Yeah.
Even Kane has kissed up to Victor.
Yep.
So they're all no different. It's like, I don't understand what it is about this particular man, because he could have kicked rocks a long time ago. Like, I'm not going to be told what to do, but none of that. You're not going to get me to do anything. The stuff that Lily has done too, just to get a company and to get back at Kane, is just crazy. Like, it's
Exactly.
insensitive. Like, I don't get that. And they all just follow along with all of this man's crimes. And his hands are wiped clean.
Yep.
Like, like, he was torturing the Abbotts around the same time last year, maybe a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
And with the AI software, he dismantled actually 3 companies, because he's dismantled his own without knowing it.
Right.
But his hands are wiped clean, like nothing happened. And I'm like, Josh Griffin, I mean, dear God, like, there has to be some sort of like realistic stuff happening. I know it's a soap, but like, this man is untouchable. Like,
Well, we'll see if that changes with the new writing. Because remember, Josh Griffith, because the girl, did you see the comment in one of the comment sections? I don't know. I think it.
I did see that. I said what I said. How about that?
I'm like, wow. You better get it right. Say it right, girl.
I saw that too. I'm like, look, I said what I said. And how about he's not there no more? So what does it matter? But anywho,
Girl, you crazy.
um, Josh G. How about that? Y'all know I struggle with words with people's names.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping that with the new writers are going to actually, you know, let some of the villains fall. Because to me, Victor is the biggest villain on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people don't view it that way, but I do, with the deplorable things that he's done to people.
Yeah, girl. Deplorable.
And for no reason,
Yep.
besides his own pettiness and his own insecurities.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, girl, I'm just like, you know what? Hopefully, we'll get a change of pace, switch some things around to see how the writing is going to be, the different types of storylines. Um, Spoiler alert, Devon is, there's a lot of changes happening on the winter side of the turf. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't seen the August 11th episode, you'll definitely find out exactly, what we're referring to with the changes with the Winters family. So,
Yeah. I'm happy for him, but I didn't like the explanation he gave.
gotcha.
Yeah.
You don't like the
That's
explanation, girl?
it's more the writer's viewpoint of Devon that me and
Okay.
Keish keep talking about, and yeah, I just didn't like it. But I like what he's doing. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Gotcha. Alrighty then. All right, so what we moving to now?
What are we moving to now? So Danny is coming off the road to run a bar now.
Well, I'm assuming that Mike? What is his name?
Michael,
I forgot his name.
something. Let me look it up. The guy who plays Danny Senior.
Somebody probably drop it in the chat.
Played by Michael Damian.
Michael Damian. Okay.
That's
Maybe
who
he
plays.
wants more airtime. You know what I mean?
You know what? I don't mind Danny. I don't mind Danny by himself. I just don't like the cheesiness of like Danny and Christine, but I mean, at least we get like a happy couple. Maybe it's gonna take Danny's daddy to get Daniel into shape or
Right.
something, because clearly he needs it. Because I found something out on tomorrow's episode. Lucy is watching Devon and Abby's kids. So I'm like, she got a job and she's collecting
Right.
babysitting money. What are you doing?
Exactly. Like, what are you doing?
Like she a high end babysitter too. So she's gonna get a cute little coin in her pocketbook more than her daddy.
Right. Yep. So.
Working for a billionaire too. So what? Like, but anywho, so he's coming off the road to run the Shadow Room, which the departure of Noah and Sienna, I know we'll get to that in a second.
We can talk about that now if you want to.
Yeah, we can tie that in. That was very abrupt, and it's clear that they didn't really have at least a direction for Sienna. I thought they were going to move Noah with Audra at some point.
Me too. They should have.
Like, what was the purpose of this build-up and like putting Audra in the scenes and showing this flirtation between her and Noah and Sienna getting jealous only for Noah and Sienna to go off screen to LA.
Yeah, that part doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, there's a lot of things that they pivoted on because remember, we had um, Nate trying to reconnect with Victoria, and then that just slid off the radar.
Yeah. And I'm like, are the actors coming back? Are they gone? Will they break up off screen and maybe Noah comes back to be with Audra?
I'm thinking
It
that
just,
part might happen.
yeah, and that's really a shame because, like, I didn't mind the actress who played Sienna. The character was just, it didn't have a lot of consistency with her dialogue because you can tell, like, they had to pick up and, like, write something for Sienna, but it would be completely different from, like episodes from, like, 2 weeks ago.
I'm wondering what happened because looked like they were also trying to reconnect her feelings to Matt Clark. And remember, we had a whole conversation
Right.
about 2 weeks ago about the fact that they could put Phyllis, Matt Clark, and Sienna in a triangle. So why do we have that? Why do we have the buildup of Audra and Noah
Noah.
and all of this? And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we got to get y'all up out of here.
Right. It was just weird. And now they're bringing Danny to run this bar, which they were heavily promoting on social media about the Shadow Room in
Mm-hmm.
Genoa City. So, I mean, I don't mind it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just, I hate when they bring on new actors and they really don't know how to do character development.
Yeah, I
Because
don't
when's the
get it.
last time we see Detective Burrows?
Girl, I don't know how long. We
Like
don't even
he's
have
we
a
see
cop.
right, like he got the Mariah schedule
Yeah.
from last year where we see him quarterly, which is insane. And
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, Sienna and Noah. I guess they really didn't have a direction with those guys. We're trying to figure out what to do with them.
Well,
But
here's
I
my question, because when we actually started this topic on, Danny. What storyline are you gonna get this man? Is he gonna be just in there just making drinks? Are we gonna watch him get involved in other storylines? Are y'all gonna create a storyline for him? Is he going to meet another woman at the bar and Christine get mad? What are you doing by bringing the Danny character to Genoa City? Put him behind a bar. Is he just gonna be listening to people's problems? What are we gonna do with him there?
I he probably won't be anything different from like Grayson on Beyond the Gates, who just kind of is just like in the background
Okay.
a bit, and like I don't mind him. I just find it really hilarious that he was trying to give his son a job.
Yeah, and he had to
And
think
even,
about it.
oh, what do you have to think about? Who does
I mean,
somebody just asked who's paying his mortgage? I think that was I am Leah. Yeah, I am Leah Unfiltered. That's what we like to know. At the moment, it's Lucy.
girl, that's
Lucy
what I'm
probably
saying. And when he said, "How about you come work with me?" and then you got to think about it. What else are you doing, Daniel? You don't want to work with your mama. Lucy don't want you around the house. I mean, and then you what? I guess the whole thing with Tessa is over with because she's back with Mariah. So what are you doing? You ain't getting no more
right.
I'm assuming he's not getting any more music lessons from Tessa because they fixed their relationship. So Daniel, what else are you doing?
I think his daddy was asking, like, "You're not playing the guitar. You're not doing anything. Nothing." No, I'm just trying to figure things out, and I don't know what I
But you
want
know
to
what?
do.
That's the
And
writer's fault. Because it's
yeah,
like, why you got this man floating through town hating his mama? That's all that he's had lately. After the whole Heather storyline and, That all he's been doing around is walking around being mopey and mad at his mama.
Yeah, and it's really out of place too because I'm like, everybody's moved on. Victor gave her a whole company and moved on. So why
Yep.
can't you? And it had nothing to do with you. And I'm like, you that terrified of a job. Now that you know your mom has a company, she gonna be the first one to try to offer you a job. Now your daddy is in town and you're trying to talk him out of being in town
Mm-hmm.
just so you won't have a job. I'm like, Lucy is paying those bills. She's working for a billionaire babysitting the golden child. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
you know she's making at least, I'm gonna say maybe $2,000 a month. Somebody's paying that bill.
Right.
And that's why she don't want to see her daddy so much because she tired of paying the rent.
What you said, Lucy paying the bills because he ain't doing nothing. He don't have a job. Somebody
She
said it in the chat. They think that he has been unemployed for 3 years.
it sounds about correct. That sounds correct. And even before Heather had passed, he was unemployed. Remember? Because he was sleeping with Heather when he was with Lily. She fired him, remember?
Right, and
And it,
they kept Omega Sphere, so it wasn't like he had even access to work on that. You was just living at home while she had did her attorney business.
right. So he just he don't I don't I've never met a person I never heard of a person not wanting to pay their bills. Like nobody likes to pay their bills, but you want to make sure you have a place to go to and take care of
Right,
yourself.
and a car to
Lucy,
drive and food in your refrigerator.
right? But we see him at restaurants. So Lucy's paying the bills and giving him an allowance,
Yeah, that's something, girl.
and and she tired of her daddy, and
And
we're tired of him too.
and then your father tells you, "Hey, come work with me over at the shadow room," and you like, let me think about it. Man, if you
What
don't
you
get
gotta
out of here,
what you gotta think about? So you can go hang out at the bar, but you can't work at the bar.
girl, yeah, they really haven't had any good um, dialogue for Daniel in a while.
Right. He was trying to get Abby to go to the bar, and I'm like, she don't like broke men like that. She got a whole billionaire. You want her to go from a billionaire to you,
Right.
and you have no motivation to even work at a bar with your daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, poor
Girl,
Lucy.
I know, right?
Free Lucy.
Free
Free
Lucy.
Lucy.
All right,
Free Lucy.
we gotta talk about Billy and his. And I did a standalone video last week about this, about Billy being a hothead, because he let Victor poke, 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 and you threw your girlfriend under the bus.
Yeah, speaking of another do nothing in Genoa City, he at the top of that list too.
Yep.
So you expect for people to believe that you can run a conglomerate like Chancellor, but you can't keep your emotions in check long enough to, let water off a duck's back and try to focus on protecting the mother of your child. Make sure she's not stressed out and have Victor on her back. Couldn't even do that.
Nope.
He had one job.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm like, Sally, this is the father of your child.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know why they have dragged on this couple for so long. Because it just seems like a headache. I have a headache for Sally. And I'm like, what do you want to do? So now, because we had scenes with him and Kane last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's pulling up all these boxes trying to dig and find a secret about Chancellor that his mother's hiding from him. And Kane is looking at him like, that's not what I even hired you to do.
Ooh, right.
So you just taking on unnecessary projects because, like, what else? What does he need to know about? That's not even his family's company.
I just think that they're trying to pivot to a new storyline. It probably is something there that's hiding. I'm kind of curious to find out what that is because obviously nobody wants to believe him. But I just don't think he moved properly. If you're trying to get access to something, you don't blow your plan before you can get in the door. So if I know that I need to look for something, why am I going to cut myself off before I even get in the door? He
Yeah,
should have just went
that's
in there and was like, you know what, Kane, yeah, I accept the job. What do you need me to do? Cool. He has his task to work whatever department is he in. And in the meantime, now that you're in there, then you like, okay, let me kind of see what's going on. But you putting it all on the table and it sounds crazy that you're saying it. And of course, Kane is looking at you like, maybe I got second thoughts. You already done chop yourself off at the knees.
so he about to lose the mother of his child and a job, and he's so obsessed with Chancellor, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, why couldn't you be obsessed when you had Avid Communications and it was your own? This is not even your family company. Jabot is your family company. That's your legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Chancellor got a whole line of other people who would inherit from that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm wondering if Jill really had the control that she had,
Okay.
and maybe that's why she wants to keep quiet about it. Maybe it belonged to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I I just can't with Billy. He can never, stay in a job position. I mean, at least he tries to get a job, unlike Daniel, but he's just a wild card, and like you would think he would kind of reel it in since he has a child on the way.
Girl, please. That man, Sally has been trying to tell him this is the reason why I made a deal. And in my opinion, I don't see a problem with the deal. I don't need. She's at the point where she's pregnant and she's trying to plan a wedding, right? I don't need
Yeah.
no unnecessary drama coming from Victor Newman. So, what's the best way to do this? All right, I'm gonna cut you a check, give you your company back. I go my way with this check. You go your way with Newman Media. You figure out how you gonna break it to the Newmans on how you got it back. But I ain't saying nothing, and you ain't saying nothing about the money. What's the problem with that? And everybody got what they want.
And we know that Victor does not care if Sally is pregnant. This is the same man who tried to buy her baby just so she can stay out of Adam and Nick's life.
Yeah, well, Billy had a different agenda. This man went up there and wanted to throw Adam under the bus by telling Victor what the transaction looked like that he and his fiance had to pretty much give him the company back and her. Well, yeah, he paid for this. He paid cash for it. I'm like, did you think about Sally at all?
And I blame Sally for this too. She signed a non-disclosure agreement, which means you keep your mouth shut.
Right.
I don't care who it is. You still got to protect yourself as a businesswoman for moments like this where it comes
Exactly.
out.
Exactly.
Because Adam probably had every legal right to be like, hey, you can give me my money back. You broke the contract agreement.
Yeah. Because Victor would have came after everything. Newman Media was attached to a Spectre Charles. And so she like, listen, at least let me save my dignity and save the little company I do have and just get it back. Just give me a couple dollars for it.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't have to, like, this all could have been revealed later, but
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, she had no reason to tell Billy, Jenna. She was asking, why did Sally even
Yeah, I
tell Billy
see
to
her
start with?
coming. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want to. And then she had to, she's still trying to guilt trip Adam about something that she's already forgiven a year ago. Well,
Yes.
just because you lied to me, you know, I don't want to keep secrets from my partner. And Adam's like, how many times do I need to apologize to you for? I've never apologized to anybody like this.
Right.
Which is true. I mean, they spent New Year's Eve together. They ate a sandwich. They've been getting along. Why does she keep bringing up this cheating stuff
Because
still?
that's her go-to ammunition. Anytime she get mad, she want to throw that in his face, so it'll shut him down. This time it didn't work because Adam is like, look, I'm done apologizing for this. I done did this way too many times. When is it going to be enough? And so she couldn't do anything with that. Most time people bring up old stuff is because they want you to shut up. They want to shut down the
Right.
conversation. It didn't work this time, which is why she had to be like, "Oh yeah, well you're right." Because how many times do we have to apologize? You can't keep throwing this in his face. If that's the case, he can go back and say, "Hey, you were sleeping with my brother while you were sleeping with me."
Thank you. Thank you. But he's not doing that.
Nope.
But and she's acting like she's just an angel. Like,
Wait,
ma'am.
here's the icing on top. You were sleeping with my brother while pregnant with my kid. So let's
Yeah.
not throw darts, ma'am.
Right. Like he forgave that and he moved on. So she's not a saint. She has done deplorable things herself. Granted, she's more reformed, but she's not no angel.
No.
Not. She just got to get over bringing up this topic. Like, people hadn't moved on. Like, she's engaged with a baby. You still haven't moved on yet. You still
Girl,
hurt.
I will tell you, there is still chemistry there with those two. Because once that conversation kind of got a little bit settled, them two was
Mm-hmm.
laughing and talking about the old days and stuff. I'm like, see, this is why they should have never broke up Sally and Adam in the first place.
Yeah, but they're gonna get back together. I think that's gonna come. Because you notice how the people who spent New Year's Eve are now starting to come together.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, you should have never. Why do we have to go through all of this part? Now she got a baby with Billy and might end up with Adam. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
But I
know.
don't see Chelsea going anywhere unless they have Adam cheat on Chelsea and then she's like upset about it or whatever. I could
And this
see Sally kicking Billy to the curb because of everything with this whole business situation.
that's what I was gonna say about Chelsea. Because she keeps saying, like, oh, I'm so sick of you guys fighting. I'm so sick of this. I can't deal with the stuff with Victor anymore. I can't do it. Well, you didn't have to. You were working at a fashion company, and that was what you wanted to do. Now
Mm-hmm.
you wanted to be in the mess. Now just have fun in the mess.
Yep.
And wasn't she team Victor and team the Newmans and trying to get on Nikki's good side and say, like, oh, she likes me. The family likes me. Wasn't that
Mm-hmm.
her?
Mm-hmm.
So where did that girl go?
Girl, that's just crazy. I'm like, at some point, leave it alone. Just don't throw that mess up in that man's face. And, I honestly, Adam had a right to be upset because now Victor's going to be questioning him. Like, wait a minute. And he lied to his face.
And this is how Victor's going to get back that company
Yep.
because Billy opened up his mouth. So that's a breach of contract. So he can ask for his money back. I don't know if it's Victor's money or Adam's money. That's what's confusing to me. Because if it's
Well,
Adam's
from what
money,
I
ain't
understand,
got
it was Adam's money.
that. Yeah, that's what I thought. So what is Victor crying about? If it's Adam's money, this is his issue.
Girl, because of the fact that he figured, like, why did you make it looks like a dumb business decision to him because he's like, listen, that company was stolen from me in his head, right? He's like, why I
Mm-hmm.
gotta pay for something that was stolen? Why you gotta pay
I
for
get that.
something that was stolen?
I get that.
Yep, and so I think that's why he's so up in arms about that. Because if he had to just say, "Hey, she gave it back with no strings attached," because she didn't want to fight, then maybe he could accept that, right? But the fact
Right.
that he caught up, he he forked over a lot of cash for the company. I'm like, first of all, why is, like you just said, I gotta address what you said too. I agree with you. Why are you upset if it's not your money? If this man
Right.
decided to cut a check out of his own pocket that ain't got nothing to do with Victor, why does that bother you so much?
And once again, this man operates on being petty. His being petty is part of his principle.
Yeah.
He doesn't care if Sally is pregnant, crowning, nothing. He wants to punish her, to
Mhm.
punish Billy. And now Billy opening up his own mouth just gave Victor the ammo to do that.
Yep.
Because now there's legal implications. Because if I was Adam, I'd be like, oh, so you didn't abide by that contract agreement. Okay, I want my money back. Oh, you're not gonna give me my money back? Okay. I'll see you in court.
Yeah,
Because
because they
we
got
had
an
one
NDA.
stipulation. Exactly. A non-disclosure means you keep your mouth shut
Yep.
about this. This is a private contractual meeting and understanding. We agreed upon this. You broke it because I don't want to lie to my partner. It
Yeah.
doesn't even matter. And this is why Jill keeps looking at Sally crazy. He's like, I told you not to tell Billy I was the investor. What part of that do you not understand?
Yep.
So this girl can't hold water, and then she gonna be
Well,
out
she
of
wants
both
to
companies.
abide by this so-called I don't want to keep secrets from my partner. But the problem is that Billy is a child mentally. He's immature when it comes to making decisions. So you could tell him some really important secrets, but he fumbled them because he's a hothead.
Exactly. So there's nothing wrong. Let me be very clear. Nothing wrong with wanting to be honest with your partner, but if you're a business person, keep it business
Mhm.
and understand who you're going home to. If this person's hot-headed and not stable enough to like hold water, and you don't want to run the risk of ruining your business deals, keep it quiet. There's nothing wrong with keeping it to yourself.
Right. I agree.
And Adam would have covered for Sally if Billy were to question Adam. I don't
Mhm.
think they, I don't think it would have been an issue for Adam. The issue was the fact that she ran her mouth and that she wants to put the blame on Adam and Billy. The
Mhm.
catalyst is you,
Exactly.
Sally.
Exactly. Yep, you are absolutely correct.
If only she had a real friend.
All right. Well, we also had Matt squaring off with Sharon and Mariah, and then that because after the whole thing went down with Adam, Adam had a square off with Kane and Matt Clark.
Hmm. That was very interesting. So we see the brewing friendship with well, we'll get Sharon and Mariah out the way. So
Okay.
Mariah's back. Yay. I trying to think of what happened with their scenes, but it's pretty much just more the same of like, oh, I'm doing well, I'm doing better. I moved that back in with Tessa, and getting the whole family together and worried about Nick and everything, and then that little interaction with Matt Clark. It was like, ah. The part that I loved was that interaction between Kane and Matt Clark,
Mm-hmm.
because this is what happens when Victor creates a bunch of enemies. You never know who's going to align themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's the saying? My enemy, your enemies, my enemies are we're friends or something like that. I can't think of what it's
Yeah,
called.
I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to. I don't remember.
Or yeah. And even though Kane is not rich as he was,
Uh huh.
he's going to utilize Matt. And that conversation that Matt had with Kane, Matt's no dummy either.
Mm-mm.
So I'm really curious to see what they're about to cook up. But I love how Kane was trying to warn Matt about Phyllis. Matt was not worried about no Phyllis. He's like, I'm not concerned with her.
Mm-mm.
She doesn't scare me. Like, she's fun and everything, but I got my back.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Adam came, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, my dad is going to come and get you. Don't mess with my family. My dad. I'm like, shut up. You don't even want to be around your own daddy right now.
Exactly.
So, and I think we talked about it briefly through the voice notes or something. Because I was like, I love the way that Matt was like, look, you keep poking the bear, you're going to get the bear.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna keep coming for me. I asked you guys to leave me alone, let me go about my business. I'll leave you guys alone, and we can just coexist. If that's not good enough for you guys and you keep coming after me, you're going to get the guy that you say you don't want.
Right. Exactly.
And I respect that, because, like, he took the thing off. He living with Phyllis. Clearly, Victor doesn't care. So, what now?
Mm-hmm.
Matt Clark got a whole new wallet, and that's Phyllis.
You say he got a whole new wallet? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because she taking care of him?
She buying his meals, his clothes. Even before Kane came to the bar, he was like, oh, I need to know what my title's going to be. I'm going to need a whole new wardrobe. And, like, I know he was meaning in a joking manner, but I'm like, no, he meant what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And she going to fund all of it just as long as he stays in town for her.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely taking care of that dude.
Yeah, he got a whole come up. He don't have to worry about paying any bills. She covering all his meals, his drinks. He probably getting an allowance too. And she gave him a job.
Mm-hmm.
If only Daniel can learn this lesson. I'm just saying.
I know, right, girl? That is too funny.
Mm-hmm. Because I
Oh,
don't know
man.
how long has Phyllis been in that hotel? At least about 4 years, right?
Girl, she been in there for a long while.
Because that hotel bill's probably for like a year is more than a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
So she could definitely cover Daniel's bills. So
Yeah, girl, that is too funny. I was like, I can't believe but hey, last time, well, she tried to do, tried to do something with Kane. That didn't work out because he was forever in love with Lily. And now she figured, like, okay, I got another opportunity on a man who, hey, who claimed to be a clean slate in the mind and whatnot. And I'm good to go. Yeah, okay, girl. If you say so.
yep, good for her.
Mm-hmm.
She finally got herself a little something. So if she wants to build a man or a little project, she got herself a little something.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. All right. Let me see. Can we talk about Claire and Holden? I know Gail has been asking about Claire and Holden.
So are they a couple? Are they not a couple? Is she in the streets?
Girl, that's a good question.
Because when was the first time they slept together?
The first time was back in
Yeah.
when they were in L.A. Remember when she was trying to figure things out with Kyle?
So that was back in November.
Yeah, that was about almost a year ago.
So they've just been sleeping together for a year, and that's it?
I guess so. Jenna said they are so boring.
I mean, yeah. I mean, because we don't know what direction they're going in.
Mm-mm.
And we know what Holden wants for
Yeah.
sure. But I what does this girl want to do?
Girl, who
And
knows?
will things change given the direction Kyle and Victoria are going in? Will this make her very jealous and want to go back to Kyle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
Because
that's gonna be a good question. You
that's the
know.
main reaction I'm curious about. Will this change Claire completely from the good girl back to Aunt Jordan's protege?
Yeah, that would be interesting. I
Because
don't
I'll
know.
be
They like
super
I say,
bored.
it's just boring to me. It's just not. Yeah, you know. Did we get no? That was the previous week where we had the scene between Matt Clark and Phyllis in the bedroom. That was the preview when he was
Right.
beating on the door. Okay, all right. Yeah. So it said, are they just hanging loose or what? These two have no chemistry. Well, they had a really hot scene back in November, but after that, it's just like you know, it's just been there.
I feel like they have some chemistry. I feel like the writers don't really have a direction for them clearly because y'all just hooking up for like a year and that's it. You would think within a year they would have like moved in or something. I don't
Right.
know.
I guess maybe they're just being casual.
Which, if they have that understanding and are good with it, by all
Yeah.
means.
Yeah, I think maybe they're just being casual and then, they're not doing anything. Because I don't think she wanted anything serious. She tried the serious thing with Kyle. I
Mm-hmm.
think I remember her having that conversation saying, I wanted to jump into a whole relationship and everything, but now I think I just want to have a little fun. So maybe they just keeping it cool,
For now.
for now.
But I think she's gonna change her tune when she starts to see her mama and her ex get together.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yep, I can agree with that. That's definitely a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. I'm trying to think. It's something else that. Oh, well, that kind of falls in today's episode because we had a whole standalone with Nicholas, and I guess just as much as Nikki was seeing multiple different people in her standalone, Nicholas got a whole bunch of multiple people in his standalone, and Matt Clark was the tour guide.
Does it seem like they're doing standalone episodes like once a week now?
Yeah, it's been
Because
pretty common.
we had one, then we had one with Jack, and then the one with Nikki, and then now with Nick. And I can't think of who else, but it was recent too. But it's like we're getting a lot of standalone episodes. But I actually didn't mind this one.
Yeah, this one was pretty interesting to say the least, and we had him running up against Cassie, Sharon being hooked as well. We had who was that? Adam and Chelsea upset because of Connor being gone. He happened to find the stash while he was visiting with Christian and ended up ODing. And then we have Victoria show up at the room. So I actually thought that this was a breakthrough episode, but after watching the August 11th episode, he is right back in the hole.
Yeah, it changed nothing.
It changed
Um,
nothing, exactly.
but there is I feel like they hit on some real points that I've seen and like read about when it comes to like people with addictions and people like kids getting a hold of that stuff and like the domino effect of like how the addiction can trigger somebody else's addiction like it did with Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this standalone had some substance. It just
Yeah.
didn't do anything for tomorrow's
Right,
episode.
because
But
it's like I'm thinking like, okay, this is really gonna be his shock value motivation to say, oh my God, I don't want to do all these things that could hurt my family, only for him to go right back in the hole, and then you with a random person. So I don't know. It was weird.
yeah, but I will say Roger once again, incredible performance
Yep, I agree.
because he definitely carried that torch that whole episode. So I am very impressed once again.
Yep, I totally agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. All right, did we cover everything? I think we did.
Yeah, that was it. It was kind of
All right, let's move on to bold. Oops, sorry, wrong screen.
the Electra show.
Girl. Okay, so I mean, it started out at the beginning of the week where Electra, who already broke up with this guy, breaks up with him again because he didn't abide by the rules after you broken up by not being with other people.
Because she's so special.
Right. How could you do this to me? You know that hurt. You just, that was my, man, get out of here. So you're mad at him for kissing your best friend, but you had no problem kissing his cousin. And
Right.
tried to keep it a secret.
And then when you got confronted about it, still couldn't be woman enough to say anything.
Nope. I am so over this girl. And the other thing that I don't like, because we might as well tie the two in all these kids in together. And I hate to do it because they're not kids; these are young adults. But to tie them all in together, you got Katie over there giving her the third degree when technically the woman that has been pretty much running circles around your son, your team Electra.
And I don't understand what she's
Yeah,
saying.
girl.
Ele-
I was looking at her like, why you got all this energy for her and not for your own sisters or Electra?
Okay, but you gonna try to tear this girl apart. And let me say, and I understand people were kind of split with this online. I get a parent is going to want to look out there for their child.
Right.
So I think I gave like two different takes of it, like in the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get it. You want to protect your son. He's a wealthy boy, and you know you have a prominent family, and there's going to be gold diggers. I get that, but your son is a willing participant, and he invited this girl into his home, and he even told his mom, like, look, I wanted to kiss her. Like, we enjoyed each other's company. And plus, it's none of Katie's business.
Girl.
So,
Melissa.
Melissa. Hey, Keith.
Oh, Keisha.
I'm just being nosy. I'm driving.
Oh. we were talking about your favorite person, Electra, and Katie, and her questioning Dylan for no reason.
Oh yeah, Katie was so nasty. I did not like the way she was acting as if Dylan is the sole reason why her son and Electra aren't together. And I'm proud of the way Dylan stood up to her. She wasn't disrespectful, but she stated facts. Like, Electra has broken your son's heart how many times now? She's left him how many times now? Simply because he won't do exactly what she wants him to do. So, yeah. I think Electra did well when it came to
What?
standing up for herself to Katie.
Electra did well.
Or I'm sorry,
I'm
Dylan.
like, wait a minute, did I miss something?
I meant Dylan.
Dylan.
Mm.
Yeah, Dylan tried to do her best, to tell her, like, listen, this girl was the same one that not she did drop that bombshell about her kissing RJ, and Katie just blew right past that.
Of course, because nothing Electra does can ever be addressed. It's never a big deal. She's allowed to do whatever she wants to do, and no one has anything to say about it. It's just, and I don't understand how a mother can love um, her son's girlfriend when I feel like Will is in a constant state of trying to prove himself to Electra.
Right.
Like, I mean, she leaves that he can't make a single mistake without Electra breaking up with him.
Yep.
And it's like, why do you want somebody to be so inconsistent to be with your son? Like, why are you okay with her walking in and out of his life like that?
Right.
And it's kind of like even the what was I going to say? Dang it, I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
That's okay, girl.
Go ahead and finish, Bree.
Like, if this was my son, there's no way I would just be okay with a girl who's just gonna hop in and out of my son's life as if it's convenient for her. And knowing that my son has options, can have better options, who can be more mature and can actually handle situations like an adult, but she's running around like a child, and then want to say like, oh, my family's told me not to be with him, and oh, like, he didn't have to do this, like, why did you hit RJ? She takes up for everybody but the man that she's with.
Yep.
That's what I was going to say. We have never seen Electra stand up for Will.
At all.
Not once.
And I mean, you will see, like, RJ, like, even just with that situation, when RJ showed up at the house after the whole Logan, runway reveal, and she was all butthurt about the jury line and stuff like that, and RJ just showed up at their home because they were living there together, and you okay with a man just walking up in your house talking crazy to him?
Mm-hmm. And gonna look at Will crazy.
Right.
Will reacts to what RJ is saying to him.
Like, even when they left Bikini, when Santa Claus got punched, what didn't RJ punch Will?
Yep.
Yeah.
And she just stood there and did nothing.
Correct.
Yep, she didn't run to his side to make sure he was okay. She basically had no reaction to Will being punched in the face.
And walked out with the guy who punched your ex-boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah. Like, the way they've written them is just so egregious. The way that she treats Will versus how she treats RJ. It's like glaring.
Yeah. And they keep saying like, oh, you're so smart. You're so smart. Clearly not. And she keeps trying to hold this man hostage in a lot of ways, because you break up with him, but you don't want him to move on with whoever he decides to move on with. And you hop in and out of his life when it suits you and it's convenient to you. And you want to dictate what he does even after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be very exhausting to be with her. She's toxic. She's a very toxic person to.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't make her likable.
at all,
So
because they haven't even given us a real, like, any real reasons for her to be this upset with Will. Not one time has she had a valid reason to be upset with anything that Will has done. Not once.
yeah, and she's also trying to hold, like, she's trying to, the way that she treated Dylan, this is why I said that they were never really friends. Dylan was just an enemy that she wanted to keep closer to her.
Yep.
That's all that Dylan was. She's a pretty girl, close in age. She's fun. She's a great personality. Yeah, that's threatening to Elektra. But she's treating Dylan as if she's one of the girls that hits on Will all the time in the office. And I'm like, where is the energy for those ladies?
Mm-hmm.
But she treats Dylan like low hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And because Dylan chooses to be a pick-me, she just follows suit. So it's not favorable for either of the girls. It just makes.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry. It just makes Dylan look weak, and it makes Elektra look. It makes her so unbearable to watch.
I will say though, and I may have said this last week, but the one thing that I do agree with is Dylan saying that that's her best friend. And I think I did say this last week, where if that's how she feels, then she needs to step away from Will. Like, if she truly feels like Elektra is her best friend, then her going after Will is wrong. But clearly, Will is who she desires, and she's going to go after him. So she needs to drop that narrative that, oh, I still want to be friends with Elektra. That's my best friend. I want us to fix our friend. It's like, no, you don't. Because if you did, you would not be going after her ex. Like, I would never, going after my best friend's ex would never be something I would do.
I agree with that part. Which also shows that even Dylan really feel that she was a friend.
Yeah.
But being close friends with Elektra puts her in close proximity to Will.
Yeah.
And also to the Forresters and the Spencers. So both girls were using each other, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like, though, it was proven that she didn't need to be friends with Elektra in order to keep her job, because Steffi had already said, this is you guys' personal issue. This isn't going to affect your Dylan's job here. I'm not going to fire her because you're having this love triangle problem. Like, Steffi stood her ground with that. So her job was secure. She didn't need to maintain her friendship with Elektra in order to keep that job.
Well, not necessarily the job. I get that part. But socially, to be within those socials, environments with kids like their age and that are wealthy, she would, like, I think that she kept herself close in proximity with Elektra. Mm-hmm. And when she started catching feelings for Will, she kept saying, like, oh, I had to hide my feelings and bury my feelings. No. Mm-mm. Because every chance that you got, you try to throw yourself at him. Just own that. Elektra is close in proximity to the man that you want, and also the other rich and famous people, too, that work over at Forrester.
To be fair, though, she was telling the truth when she told Katie that. She said she didn't make any moves on Will until after Will and Elektra broke up. And she wasn't lying about that. She never made a move on Will until after Ivy convinced her to break up with him. And then she did. And then when they got back together, we didn't see Will and Dylan in scenes together for a while. That was when they started to put her and RJ in scenes together. And then that just went away after Will and Elektra started having problems again. So she was honest about that. Where she never said anything to Will until after they broke up.
Oh, speaking of the dialogue with her and Katie, so was Katie expecting for Dylan to just up and leave after Will offered her a place to stay.
I feel like they all were.
Like, y'all are so insensitive. And I'm like, Katie, you came from, like they keep saying, the valley where you didn't have much. So you understood that your son wanted to help this girl get back on her feet. Now you got a face to the person that he was helping. Now you see the girl. Now you want to judge her because you want to put your cape on for Electra. That's crazy.
I didn't expect Katie to be as cold as she was to Dylan. Because like, she's always seemed like the more understanding of the sister. Well, I guess maybe Donna is the most understanding one. I just, for whatever reason, I didn't expect Katie to be as nasty as she was to Dylan about, her background.
Katie was supposed to be the one that had the common sense out of the sister.
Yeah. Yes.
Because, like, if you look at the extremes, Brooke is incredibly delusional. Katie was supposed to be the one with the common sense, and Donna fell in between.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, do you understand that your sister was the original gold digger, the original opportunist? This is how you're able to have the lifestyle that you have and to be with the man that you have. So that made no sense to me.
It's interesting that Bill and Katie are on opposite ends.
Well, someone had that common sense in that marriage.
Yeah, because Bill is like all for Will moving on from Electra, and for whatever reason, Katie, we haven't even seen her and Katie share scenes like that. Katie and Electra, like bond or anything like that. But for whatever reason, Katie is just all about Electra. And I think, what did she say? I adore her. I love Electra, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, since when? Like, not that she hated her or anything, but the way that she's like going in to defend Electra and Will's relationship and defending Electra is like, for what?
Yeah, I don't like the fact that she was telling Will to continue to fight for somebody like this.
Yes.
There's no way with my son, who is in his mid-20s, that if I see somebody that is like this with him, that is he walking on eggshells and all this other type of stuff, I'm going to send him back to, oh, just fight for that. Why? And you try to, and the same girl tried to get mad at you because you wouldn't give give her the details on my company. No.
Yes. Like, I would love for somebody to I wish that would have been something that Dylan brought up to her. Like, this girl expects your son to put her first when she can't even do that for him, including over you and your company when it comes to business. So that it's not even on the personal level. She wants business-wise. She feels like Will also has to be loyal to her. She couldn't even be loyal to her own family when Carter and Hope took over that company. But you expect Will to be loyal to you in a company that he doesn't work for, that he got fired from?
Right. How dare you didn't tell me about the new jewelry line? I'm supposed to tell you that? Now, on the flip side, what's interesting is Wyatt and Bill is opposite of what Katie's sentiments are.
Thank God for Wyatt. Thank God. Because I think somebody was asking, like, where is Liam at? Liam would not be able to give this advice. He would not be qualified whatsoever to give that type of advice.
I think Liam would do the same thing that Katie is doing.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's true. But at least Wyatt and Bill are trying to give like some sort of reason. There's got to be some sort of balance, because, and I'm proud of Bill for like looking after his son, because this girl was acting ridiculous. And somebody has to think rationally to get him in the right direction. But you're 100% right. Liam would be like, go fight for your love.
Yep.
Think about her feelings and like whatever.
Yeah.
This is exactly why Liam is not on screen. He would be giving terrible advice and we're gonna laugh.
How long have Will and Dylan been dating? Or
2
Will and Lecter
years.
been dating? Has it been 2 years?
Yeah, because it started out with that whole thing with Remy and then Luna and then all this other stuff.
Yeah, that's right. I guess, dang, it has been done.
Yep, 2024. Oh, I know. She's annoying, but they're giving her an angel edit.
Yeah, which I don't understand.
Yeah, and
like,
they're about to give Dylan the villain edit because I'm curious to see what comes with her mother. So obviously, you guys probably have seen the news that the same actress that played Sage back in the day on YNR is going to be playing Dylan's mother. And what secrets do she hold? Is it bringing up some stuff that maybe she's here for not the right reasons and all this kind of stuff? And I'm like, why are we doing this? Y'all had this girl come here to do a homeless storyline who is trying to figure her way out of this whole thing. She originally was Hayes' summer art teacher, which threw the Luna situation in this, and she threw Dylan in, with a gag and tied her up and all this stuff. And now y'all gonna give her a villain at it? Because I honestly believe, after seeing today's episode, that with them talking about having Elektra be the new Hope, I'm like, oh, here we go.
And I hate that they're throwing that into the mix, trying to make Dylan look like a gold digger.
Yep.
Because it's not necessary. She hasn't done anything to indicate that she is a gold digger, other than she's in the proximity of wealthy people. She did not ask to come and live with Will. That was Electra's idea. She was a teacher. She got that job at Forrester, and they love her there. I mean, the most they could do was give her the job, but she had to keep it. So she's doing that, like she's proving herself. She hasn't done anything wrong. So for them to try to throw in the whole gold digger thing, unless she's somehow behind the scenes trying to steal somebody's money, or I don't know, she's going to drug Will, which this has already happened to him, and sleep with him in order to get pregnant. Like, if she does something like that, okay, but she hasn't done anything like that. I think she has genuine feelings for Will. She was lucky enough to get that job simply because she met these people through her art teacher gig, and through Steffi and Finn. And it's like she's just gotten somewhat lucky. So she hasn't done anything wrong. She hasn't done anything to demonstrate that she's a gold digger, or that she has bad intentions towards it.
Yeah, she doesn't move like that. We've seen what a gold digger looks like. We've seen it in other characters. We're seeing it in real time on Beyond the Gates with Haley.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that this ain't nobody, a gold digger ain't finna sit up here and try to find 2 jobs to work. They're looking for the next money bag to come through so they can latch on to. They're not eating out of garbage cans. They're not taking little jobs over at a pizza restaurant. There's a certain...
And she would have been all over RJ, and she was not.
And she was not. I mean, she could have stuck with RJ if she really... I mean, he's the... It's just like Will is a CEO's son, so is RJ. They had their little fling moment, and she didn't even go that far with him. It was over.
Right.
So if she definitely had opportunity to move like a gold digger if that's what she wanted to do. Now, anything is subject to change. They could pivot the
Yeah.
storyline just like anything else. But the problem is, y'all didn't write her in the beginning that way.
Just like they did with Luna.
Yep.
She was this sweet, innocent girl, and then she turned into a gold digger, and then she turned into an aliver
And an essayer.
and an essayer. Yep.
I think when Dylan's mom comes onto the scene, this is about to change Dylan's whole storyline. So they're already planting the seeds that she's gonna be a gold digger. So because they want to create like a complete distinction between her and Elektra. And it's just unfortunate. Like she couldn't be like a regular girl and have like a rags to riches storyline and meet the man of her dreams. And I just don't get it. But
And they could totally just make it to where her mom is a gold digger and an opportunist, and she tries to take advantage of her daughter's situation. There's still plenty of drama that could be written
Right.
there,
Right.
but they don't have to. They don't have to switch Dylan's character up and turn her into a like legit gold digger
Right.
for this to work.
It's just that my thing is that the lead up wasn't that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I mean, she was this sweet little art teacher who helped love kids and work with them, and then y'all turned her into this homeless individual that's living out of the car, and they gave her a place to stay, and she's looking for little odd jobs. I mean, they the writing just doesn't at this point. Like I say, anything can pivot, but at this point, it doesn't jive with her being a gold digger.
Right. I feel like this is this is their way of trying to get people on Electra, like on Electra
Oh
side.
yeah. That girl has, I mean, and no shade to the actress, but the way that the character is written is absolutely annoying. She's whining. Her face is always frowned up. The woe is me. It's everybody else's fault. How could you do this? Will, it's your problem. You need to do what I tell you to do, Dylan. I mean, it's just like, girl, she became insufferable. And to
Yes.
now try to make her look like, oh my God, she's just the wonder child of, I mean, the wonder girl of the whole. It's like that's a stretch for me at this point.
Yeah. Same.
but this is where I'm where we keep saying they're listening to the podcast.
Say,
I really
they
hope
listen
they
to the
take
podcast. Is that what you said?
yeah. Like I really hope they take some of the notes that we're giving, like all the soapies, because they have to stop with the trolling. Because I feel like at this point, that's what the writing has been, just to troll the audience and get the audience engaged. Like there's no character development. They're cherry picking from off of old storylines and trying to remix them and make it seem like it's brand new. Because there's probably a group of audience who's never really watched the show and not know the history. Like there's a lot of storylines that have repeated itself. And I'm not sure what Brad Bell's vision is at this point with these characters. Like there's everything's pretty much just sitting, just stalling. And I know he's clearly trying to put a lot of energy into the younger cast, the younger characters. And that's fine. Just make it make sense.
Right.
Yeah. He got some work to do with the young storylines.
Well, I hear that Dylan and Will is supposed to hit the sheets this week. Is that true? I didn't see it in the spoilers, but I see people talking about it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They came close to it. The way he put it on the counter, like it wouldn't be far fetched.
Hmm.
So I would be here for it.
Yeah, me too.
I'd be like, good for him. He's moving on, moving forward. Good.
Yep. Before we move on to the other side of the cast, what do y'all think about them using Elektra to replace Hope in the Hope for the Future line?
This they should have done this when Electra joined the show.
Okay.
Honestly, they should have did it when Luna joined the show. Um, because it was past time for Hope to be done with that Hope for the Future storyline and the youth line and all that. That girl is pushing 40. Why are you still involved in the face of a youth line? So I'm glad that they are going in the direction of getting a new spokesperson, or whatever you want to call it, for the youth line. It's just annoying because it's a lecture.
Right.
And it's unfortunate. This whole jewelry designer is getting a fashion line. Meanwhile, Zende is just
Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah, I've pretty much accepted the fact that Zende is just never going to be a major part of this show. He's never going to be majorly involved in the big storylines. He's always going to be a background character because for whatever reason they just don't want to include him in a big way, the way that they have done with RJ and Electra and everybody else.
And that should have been the person. That should have been the person to jump ship over to Logan, because I found it rich how RJ was like, "Well, me and Zende can work on your line, Electra." Why would he want to just work on somebody else's line when he's due for his time to shine and have his own line?
Right.
You're just going to volunteer this man for?
I blame him though.
Yeah.
I blame Zende because Zende is always gung ho about, oh, Hope needs this. Hope's so great. Hope for the Future is amazing. Blah blah. Like he has always cheerleaded. At least since he's been back, he's always cheerleaded for Hope for the Future and for Hope, and he's never done it for himself. So I blame him for that because he is all too happy to just be Hope's designer, and that's it.
And it seems like they're really trying to phase out the original Foresters. And it's, I don't know, it's just very frustrating to see, like, them putting Zende on the shelf along with Thorne and Felicia and Kristen and everybody else. And even Thomas is on that shelf, too. Like, I don't get it. And it, once again, no shade to the actress who plays Electra, but we see her, we hear her name a lot. And I could just use a break. But now she's going to have to get a clothing line. So we're going to see more of Electra and the entitlement and the whining. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, girl. I'm just like, wow. I agree.
I mean, so is Cope doing a youth line? Or was it just like active apparel? Or what was she doing?
Who you talking about? Hope for the Future or
Hope over at Logan? Like the line that she just did. Is she catering
that's
towards
just.
women?
I think that's women. That's not a youth line.
So, see, this would be a great opportunity for Dylan to go over there and be the face of the youth line over there.
Girl, Katie don't like her.
Yeah, but Katie don't like
her.
her.
Yeah, she was a businesswoman.
Because, see, that's what we were originally thinking, that, hey, if she got fired over at the Foresters, maybe she can go work for Logan. Well, they threw a monkey wrench in that one last week when Katie has been Melissa her into death.
But what if Hope seeks her out?
Yeah, but it's
and says, you know what, this is my line. They gave me full autonomy to do what I want. This is what I want to do. I don't know.
I
We'll
don't
see. I'm
know.
just trying to, because as of right now, there's really nothing exciting going on with Bold, at least for me. 'Cause I'm trying to think of what else is going on.
I
Like
mean,
there's
the only
storylines I
you
care
talking about
about.
storyline wise?
Yeah,
The only other
storyline
thing
wise.
is this whole thing with Carter
Daphne.
and Daphne and their miracle, and I just hate this for them. I was
Me
so looking
too.
forward, even outside of the baby storyline, I was just looking forward to them to being a hot couple.
Yeah.
Cause y'all brought this girl on as this, and I said this a year or so ago when Daphne came on the femme fatale. She had this
Mm-hmm.
sultry fire to herself, and we know what Carter is all about. We've seen him many times in the past, and putting these two together, I just thought there was going to be like, okay, I'm excited about this. And then ain't nothing wrong with the baby storyline. They got married, but we have barely gotten any scenes intimately with them.
Yeah, and it's been kind of been doom and gloom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um, because we see them few and far in between,
You're
and
right.
then, and granted, I understand they're trying to, you know, they're putting a lot of energy into the disappointment of not being able to
Have a child.
have a child, and that's very devastating. Like this is probably the only real storyline I care about, because it's like I feel for them, and I would like for Carter to have his happy ending,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess it seems like they're going to use Steffi's egg to try to have a baby,
I don't even know.
or
Oh, jeez. That see, and here's the thing. Why go? And listen, I understand surrogacy, but it's not like she's infertile. She just have less
right.
eggs than normal of her age group. Take the eggs that she have left and do the IVF.
That was my thought, because I think you said like they both have money. Just utilize your money, and if this is a passion project, do the IVF. And granted, I know it's no guarantees. I'm not sure who's gone through
Even
IVF or gone through that process,
and even
but
Carter say it's not that you can't carry a child, which is true. So it's not that she won't be able to carry the baby to term. It's the conception part of it. So
right,
get help with the conception because there's this other thing. Give it a try, and most people be like, "Well, you don't understand." Well, yes, I do understand because I was told in my early 20s that it'll be a slim chance that I would ever have kids, and I got two of them. And obviously, it was high risk, but I did it. I wanted to do it, and
right,
so take that step and at least try. You have the
yeah,
eggs, you got the money, see if that can work. And I mean, Carter's open to it, you know, get the eggs
and
conceived, manipulated by, biology or however the lab is going to do it, and then have it re-implanted into your endometrium lining. So, I mean, but she don't want to try it all. And it's like, okay, well, not trying doesn't get you the child either.
and see, this is where I wish other characters were incorporated into the story outside of Steffi.
Mm-hmm.
And writers, producers, if you guys are listening, you do not have to incorporate Steffi in every single storyline. This is where Taylor could have been like counseling her, because clearly this girl is depressed and she's heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
And like we kind of saw like therapy sessions or something, because it's a real thing that a lot of couples go through, a lot of families go through.
Mm-hmm.
And she feels defeated. Um, but I agree with you that that she shouldn't give up hope. But we don't know. Like there could have been scenes where she's like stressing out and tears, like them looking at different options, talking with doctors, something.
They're asking for good writing, Boo.
I know.
Right.
My bad.
Exactly.
My bad.
I
But
mean,
yeah.
yeah, y'all just okay. She got the answer from Lee. I'm sorry, you were premature menopause. You have a very slim chance of getting pregnant. Okay, but not, it's the difference if they say that you were infertile.
Right.
At least try. Because if you don't try, you're not going to get the kid. I mean, it's just not going to happen. But if you at least try or even use an option that's available to you to have conception outside of the body, then why not? I mean, at least you tried.
I feel like this is going to be something else that they um, are irresponsible with, and they're going to rush through the storyline
Yep, I
just to get to
agree.
the drama and the whatever shock and awe they have with
Yeah.
Or she just
That's
gonna have her miracle child and she gonna pop pregnant.
that's what I was thinking. Because the way that she was talking this week, like, oh, I can't give you the child that you want, and I thought they were setting her up to leave, and then she comes back
Mm.
pregnant or something like that. But if they're staying on, I mean, at least give us a little substance to the storyline. There's people who's actually invested because this is probably the most relatable storyline that they have on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually a great point, Ron Julian. Why not get a another doctor's opinion
Right.
besides Lee?
Right.
No shade to Lee, but exhaust every last one of your options.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But that once again, like you said, that requires good writing, them actually hiring additional people within the cast, and you
All that
know,
good stuff.
it.
Right.
It takes thought,
Right.
and they don't seem to want to actually think through
Exactly.
plot lines.
And then the rest of this particular other storyline is this whole Monaco trip, which also includes Sheila. Um, and that she tried to get Lee to speak on her behalf and try to get Finn to speak up on her behalf, and of course they got Steffi hard pressed, which it's never when they use the word never on a soap opera show, it usually means that it's about to happen.
yep.
So, obviously there's been a lot of speculation. I talked about it on the standalone video I did this morning, and also with the spoilers for the week. And also, there's a post that's floating around. That's why I put alleged on it, because there's this whole thing where it's speculating that Sheila is supposed to save Steffi's life, and then that's when she gets this ultimate forgiveness. I'm assuming. So, but she's already saved Steffi's life before, and it didn't happen. What made it? Let's just play this out. Just say that happens. What this time makes it more of an impact on Steffi than being shot by Luna, or not being shot by Luna, because Sheila stepped in the middle of that.
Again, we are asking for reason and logic with with these showrunners, and
Yeah,
there
that's
is
true.
You know what I think when it came to the stuff with Luna, I don't think Steffi viewed Sheila as a hero. She viewed Liam as a hero, because even like afterward, she kind of just like Sheila kind of faded in the background,
Mm-hmm.
and it took her like about a week or so for her to thank Sheila. It took her some time for saving her life, or trying to step in to save her life. Whereas this is solely Sheila saving Steffi.
Okay.
And her dad is going to be there. Her husband's also probably going to witness Sheila do this. So Steffi is important to those men. And if Sheila saves them, I think that will have a big impact. I think this is also going to change course for Deacon and Taylor, especially since I guess this week they're supposed to be getting engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I won't be looking at that episode, but
Yeah.
let let me know how that goes. But I think this is also going to change Deacon's tune about Sheila, because his big reason was like, I can't take you to, I can't see my grandkids because of you, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Steffi would be the biggest hurdle for Sheila to climb. And if she was able to not win over Steffi, but Steffi's able to kind of open a door, it shows that Sheila has made progress, and he might look at his ex-wife differently.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Because
Gotcha,
other than
gotcha,
that, that man
gotcha.
was happy with all her 8 toes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that is true. That is true.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think Steffi would also co-sign for Sheila to go back to her ex-husband, because she made it very clear she does not want her mother with Deacon at all.
Yeah, I just find that the writing for that part, it's like the ink is barely dry on the divorce papers. I guess it's the same thing. Well, no, they was engaged, they weren't married, but the ink isn't even really dry on the divorce papers, and he's already popping the question to Taylor: Why you want to marry her, Deacon? Why?
Just that is the bold and the beautiful way. Remember how long it took? Remember how long it took Rich to go propose to and get married to Brooke right after he broke off his relationship with Taylor?
Mm-hmm.
Literally the same day.
Same episode.
But yeah, same episode.
Yeah, same episode.
A bold in a beautiful way.
Mm-hmm.
Because how many times did Liam do that with Steffi and Hope? He'd break up with Hope in one scene, or Hope will break up with him in one scene, and he'd be proposing to Steffi in the next.
Yep.
I'm actually shocked that it took Deacon this long.
Really?
He should have proposed to Taylor 2 months ago by bold standards.
True. True. But they're not even living together.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
But and that's the other part too with Taylor. You just gonna sneak this man into your daughter's house, knowing how she feels about him, and knowing that she told you don't bring this man to her house.
I don't think she's sneaking this time.
That she's doing this when Steffi is out of town. She wouldn't do this if Steffi was in town.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think about Sheila deciding to find out where they were going and interrupt the trip? Do you find that that's part of her old ways, or
That is.
go ahead, Keish.
I mean, that's clearly unhinged behavior. To get a plane ticket to fly out of the country on this trip that she knew he was going on with his wife, simply because you just cannot handle the fact that you were rejected again. Same people don't do that.
Gotcha.
Well, Sheila's gonna be Sheila. I think as reformed as she says that she is, she's still going to be impulsive. She's going to try to take action, and she's going to try to force the issue. And the thing is, there's other characters who have done the same thing throughout the years. But Sheila is going to be Sheila. And how about anybody could have walked into that office and get that information too? Like, why did he leave? Actually, it was Lee. Why did you leave that wide open in the first place? It's a hospital. Shouldn't you have like a security code or something? Because at least down here they have like a badge, a password, and all types of stuff to get into one of the hospital computers. So the fact that she left that information open, I blame Lee too. But did Sheila have to do it? I'm sorry, but did Sheila have to do it? No, but this is Sheila being Sheila.
And that's my point, is people are just expected, like the characters on the show are just expected to brush it off because it's just Sheila being Sheila, and it's like, yeah, and Sheila being Sheila means Sheila is she's doing stuff that normal people do not do. Like what she did wasn't okay. That wasn't okay. But I it's like they're just supposed to accept it because it's her.
Mm.
And it's like, no, that's part of the problem. Is she doesn't have any boundaries at all. She doesn't understand that no means no. And she continues to push forward anyway. And
Right.
like going out of the country, like that's that is overkill. They're going to be gone for a week or two, and you thought that doing this would have been a great way to convince Steffi and Finn to give you another chance. No.
She wouldn't be Sheila if she didn't force the issue.
Right.
She's gonna be who she is, and they can't stop this woman from like flying to where she wants to fly out. I mean, she got the information. She's like, "Hey, I want to take a trip. I'm gonna spend my own money, and that's what I'm gonna do." So she knew out the gate it was going to be a hit or miss, like it's been for years. And she said, "I'm just gonna continue to try." And one thing I will say about when she was with Deacon, he kept her busy. She was at work. She wasn't into like a whole lot of mess. And they weren't as bothered with Sheila now that she is, divorced and everything.
And that's another part of the problem is it shouldn't require somebody to keep her busy to keep her out of trouble. She's a 60-something-year-old woman. If you can't figure out by now how to not react to things in a way that is obsessive, with this compulsive behavior, with stepping all over people's boundaries and crossing lines, and this isn't just somebody deciding to go out of the country. You're following them out of the country to bug them to give you a chance. Like, you are following them out of the country that they are only going to be gone for like a week. Mm-hmm. And it's almost as if people are required to keep Sheila out of trouble and to keep her busy and to keep her happy so she doesn't do anything dangerous. And that's part of the problem. She never got professional help to manage her own emotions and feelings. So now she's putting it on Finn and Steffi to make her happy, like she did with Deacon. You're not healed if you have to do that. You're not healed if you're trying to force other people to make you happy, and that's what she's doing.
Okay.
It's not their responsibility to keep her out of trouble and to give her joy and satisfaction in life. She's got to do that on her own before she can ask other people to accept her. And she clearly still has issues.
Ron Julian, that's a great question. He was asking, who is Sheila's roommate? It's clearly not Lee if the grandkids are going over to Lee's house. It's clearly not Lee.
I'm guessing that was some random line that they threw in there. And maybe they were going to make it Lee and they changed their minds or something.
It could be Remy, because I'm like, where is he staying at? But
Remy?
Yeah, because that might have just been something they were throwing together. Because I'm like, she's not working. She didn't ask for anything in a divorce unless she just got whatever she got from Deacon in a divorce. But
remember, before she told Deacon, before when she first came to town, or when her and Deacon first started messing around, she told Deacon that she had money. Remember?
That is right.
So I don't think Sheila was ever broke.
Because how does she afford her crimes? That's a very good point. Because getting weapons and poisons and all this stuff, that's expensive. So
exactly.
So since she's not actively doing those things, she's going to utilize it and get a first class ticket to Monaco. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
she used her obsessive nature in a different way,
Yep.
in a non-violent way.
But still obsessive and toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Sheila, the thing is, this woman's going to be who she is, and I think Finn has accepted that, and I think he's perfectly fine with that. Is that everyone's on board except
Steffi.
for Steffi.
Well, Steffi and Ridge.
Yeah.
Steffi and Ridge,
And
yeah.
Brooke. And Brooke.
And I don't blame Steffi one bit, because who wants to be bothered with somebody that is that obsessive and toxic?
Well, I don't know. By the end of this storyline, she probably will.
I mean, she
Yeah.
might be, and if that's the case, fine. But can we please never revisit this same storyline again that they've done for the past 5 years? Like, I
The
mean,
only way I could see
we
that
need to
happen,
move it on.
if just say if they're deciding to now just give her a full redemption, I have a feeling that somewhere down the line she might be retiring. Because at what point will you want to continue to, you done fixed your life, got back on track, and then you go back to crazy murderous ways? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Because if that were the case, she would have went after Taylor when she found out about her and Deacon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have been the perfect reason. That's what I was hoping would happen, but didn't happen.
Mm-mm.
So this would probably be the only route they can go in, is to give her the full redemption. Because everybody around Steffi is saying, hey, we need to give her a chance. Even Taylor was talking about this to Deacon. Like, oh, I tried talking with her, and, I don't feel a way, but, we have to still be on guard. But, clearly she's changed. So
I feel like Taylor is only saying that because of guilt. I don't think she truly believes it.
I don't think she feels guilty at all. She didn't feel guilty when she did it.
I think she feels guilty about knowing that Sheila is now harassing Finn and Steffi for acceptance. She knows that that's because, well, Sheila is putting it on her, on Taylor, as the reason why now she is back in Finn and Steffi's faces asking for acceptance. She knows that. So I think that's what she feels guilty about, not necessarily feeling guilty about um, the way her and Deacon got together. I mean, on the side of, what has caused her daughter. I think that's the only reason. I think saying that she feels like Sheila has changed, or isn't dating, whatever it was that she said to Deacon, I think that's her way of telling herself that this isn't going to negatively affect my daughter. It's like she's making excuses for it.
Mm-hmm.
By saying that, but I don't think that she believes it truly.
Mm-hmm.
Medora said Sheila without an edge is dull to me. I think.
Which, you know what? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, she's been for 30 years. She's been that person. Like, she can't go on like the rest of her life doing that. I feel like if they're creating a younger generation of like the new hopes and everything, there gotta be like a new, younger villain, like a new protege or something like that. Which I guess that was Luna, but now they need somebody else. I think that after 30 years, what more can Sheila do besides just retire it? I mean, Brooke retired from the streets. I mean, and Ridge, I guess, allegedly retired from flip flopping, but we'll see. I mean, eventually the people got to kind of just let the younger generation do their thing and see what mess they bring to the table.
Mm-mm. Yep. So, I mean, I'm wondering, just say, and I'm just speculating, but there is this full redemption. Steffi is the final, and like you said, if Ridge and Brooke is there, so they see all of this and they're happy and grateful and all of this type of stuff. I don't foresee a whole bunch of scenes over at Steffi's house with visitation. I think we probably see a couple of them.
With what? Say it again. Sorry.
Visitation.
Um,
I think we'll see
it,
a couple of them, and then we won't see as much. I don't know if this would put her into the back burner as a storyline, because right now this would be the major storyline. This, you know what I mean? After the redemption happens, are we going to have a scene every week with Sheila over at Steffi's house? I don't see that.
Me either. Maybe twice a month.
If
And
that.
plus the holidays are coming. We might see like her participate in Thanksgiving and Christmas. But I agree with you. It's gonna be few and far in between. And maybe she might visit the kids off screen or something.
Right.
And, I feel like this is just the bridge to her getting back with Deacon.
Yeah, or it's one or two things, either that or they're just going to phase her to recurring. I mean, Kimberly got other
Yeah.
stuff going on in the background.
And on top of that, she's been doing this for
But too
30 plus
long.
years.
Exactly. Look at what they're trying to do with Matt.
Yeah. And like, what more can she do? And it's the same thing they're kind of also doing with Brooke, because if you notice, they're phasing Brooke a bit too. Same with Eric. Like, a lot of the original cast is like fading, not fading, but like they're
Moving
shifting
into the
them.
background.
Yeah. And, rightfully so. And I think, if they're not putting her back with Deacon, then she might be on recurring.
Mm-hmm.
And she might want that. So she has a new grandbaby and everything off screen. The actress, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
she might want to spend time with her family. I think that's what Rena Soulfred did at one point.
Yeah. And even if she doesn't necessarily leave the show altogether, she just wouldn't be in the forefront. There would be no, like you say, unless they have her end up back with Deacon. But I don't know at this
I think
point.
that's Because I think that's the bridge, because November sweeps is around the corner since these months are flying by. Like, why are they rushing Deacon and Taylor with this engagement?
Mm-hmm.
It's rushed for a reason.
Yep.
Again, we're talking about bold, where every wedding and engagement is rushed, no matter what. I don't think there has ever been a long, planned out engagement to wedding.
Yeah. Like, if they do decide to get Taylor and Deacon married, they need to do that off screen, or like have them at the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there should be a cap on weddings. Like, if you've had at least 3 weddings on the show, we don't need to see any more weddings from you.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, because Brooke has been a bride at least 11 or 12 times. We didn't see how many wedding dresses from her.
I can't even. I can't even count.
Same with Taylor. Same with Hope. Same with all of them. No, 3 wedding cap. That's it. Like, we get the gist. Do that off screen.
Yep. I agree. All right. All right. I think we covered everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to move on to Beyond the Gates. We got Nicole making a decision between Kyle and Carlton. We have the storyline where Eva is trying to get over the look of her scar. We got Bill collapsing. Andre trying to figure out who is this mystery person. Heather's back. The face off between Haley and Danny, and then Danny, saying what she had to say today. Yeah. So where y'all want to start?
we can get Mona and I guess Randy out the way.
Okay.
So that's the first thing I see. Um, and it's clear that she's really into this man, but like you went to Joey to ask for this man's soul.
Oh gosh.
You're going to a casino where the house always wins for this
Mm-hmm.
man's soul. What would have happened if you lost?
Right.
I guess he'd just be there where he is.
I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, has it been a while? Like, and he's a great looking man. I see the arms already, but like, I'm like, she really wants to reform this man, and I get that, but it's a two-way street. He's got to want that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And it's pretty clear that this is just how he's always been, and he has to want to make that change. And on top of that, we need to see what's going on with this wife and this child that they said that he has.
That's if it get that far, because I mean, if he get caught with this Haley scheme, I don't know.
like, is he married? Is he divorced? How old is this child? I know we don't know, but I'm like, these are the questions that I have. Like, I want to be invested with Mona, but it seems like this is one-sided.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's as into. She obviously is trying to be a slow burn in her attraction, but I don't think he's there. That he got too much going on.
Yeah, and Mona's a beautiful lady. I just want I want it to be a mutual thing. And her trying to clean him up. Once again, another woman trying to clean up a man, build a man. And
this is,
and he ain't asked for it.
well, this is also
yeah.
a situation of a good girl wanting a bad boy.
And she definitely picked the bad one. But she wants to fix him up, and the thing that appeals to her was the bad guy. So will she be attracted to him when he's the good guy? That's the part I don't understand.
So I feel like she hasn't like fully, I guess maybe opened herself up to the possibility of being with Randy in that way because he's a bad guy, and her attempt at, I guess, trying to save his soul from Joey is her doing that so she can like be with him in a more intimate way. But the thing about it is we haven't heard Randy talk about wanting to like get out of the life or
nope.
Do something different, and it's like, why does she think that this is what he wants to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? It would be one thing if they had a conversation and he's just like, I don't know how to do it. I need help, but I just don't know where to get it from, or something like that. And they ain't had no conversation like that.
Nope.
Yeah. And who's to say, like, after, I guess, he repairs himself, he's going to want her after the fact.
So, now, I will say, I do think that he cares about her, because you saw the way that he reacted when Haley said what she said about him. So I think he cares about her. It just doesn't seem like in that way yet. But I think that's where they're trying to go with the two of them.
But does he care, like, and that's the thing that writers kind of need to spell out for us. Is it a love interest, or is he looking at her like auntie?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, we'll have to see where that go. I just don't think that. I mean, who knows? Maybe they are going to make it go somewhere, but he's tied up into this Bill and Haley thing and whatever the drama he's dealing with when it comes to working for Joey. So I don't know if she really wants that life.
Yeah.
So, all right, what do y'all think about Nicole choosing Kyle over Carlton? Well, Carlton removed himself.
Carlton gave her an ultimatum, and she was like, okay, well, if you're going to make me choose, it's not going to be you.
I mean, he just made it easy for her. Like, hey, I mean, it was never going to be him to begin with.
Yeah, that writing was on the wall a while ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plus he
like
had been missing in action. The actor we haven't even seen for a period of time, and then all of a sudden he popped back up in the last week or so.
he was filming. Well, he's been filming a lot, but he's been mainly filming for, I think, season 2 of Divorce Sisters.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So, which I have been watching. Oh my God, that is a great show. Just a
Okay.
tidbit.
I'll
But
try it one of these days.
I was bored. I was like, let me. I keep seeing it pop up on my screen. Like, okay, let me see what's on Spectrum. Okay, let me watch this. I'm like, oh my God, I'm hooked to it, and he's great on the show.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it a spinoff of the sister show?
Yes.
Yes. And he's something else. The men are something else on this show. But great show. But anyway, that's why we haven't seen the actor on screen as much. But the writing was on the wall when Nicole was fantasizing about her ex-husband with his friend. I mean, clearly he's not either hitting the right areas or something, but she doesn't have that issue with Kyle.
Well,
And to be honest,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say she has more chemistry with Kyle.
She brought up, or they put in dialogue, that the reason that she chose Kyle, because remember he asked why, and she said that she wanted something fresh and new, something that she'd known him for so long, and the fact of the matter that this is a new, different opportunity and starting fresh instead of starting over with an old friend, she preferred that as an option versus him. So.
And the fact that Carlton was very thirsty for 30 plus years, it looked a bit pathetic and I want to say obsessive, but like
yeah,
you didn't.
Right.
Because I'm like, you didn't want to start a family, date other. Well, he probably dated other women, but like, you didn't want to have children of your own. Like, you were just literally just sitting on the bench, hoping to get tagged in, and you would have went your whole life. If I stayed with Ted, you would have went your whole life just sitting there waiting, and it's just the desperation, might not be appealing. Like, I think she utilized both of the men to try to prove something to Ted, try to make him jealous with going with Carlton, and then she added a little extra flavor with Kyle, and then now we're reaching almost a year, and both of the guys are like expecting something more out of her. She's like, okay, let me do my checks and balances. Let me see what situations can be better. And Carlton, in my opinion, looked more pathetic. Kyle is fresh and new, whereas Carlton was sitting on the bench for 30 plus years. That's just weird to me.
Well, it happens a lot often. Then you have what is called male orbiters, who sit around in the friend zone and want to wait and wait and wait till it's their opportunity. And then they go there. Now, obviously, I would assume he dated. He just, from the way that the storyline, the dialogue is set up, he just never got married. And my thing is with all of this is that she should have kicked both of them to the curb, because she need to clear out of her system whether she's over with Ted or not. If you were up in there having fantasies about your ex, she was just recently, what was that, about a month ago, sitting across from Ted's desk, want to have a whole conversation about her feelings during the time of the anniversary. So, I mean, if you're going to move on with Kyle, okay, fine, it's your choice. But make sure that you coming in with a clean heart.
Yeah, and it felt like that she was perfectly fine, kind of floating between both of the guys, and she kind of sensed that both of them are expecting more from her, which I thought that she was going to break up with both of them.
I did too for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I wasn't expecting her to go with Kyle, but she has more chemistry with Kyle. Now, because I think Jenna said Kyle is leaving. So I don't know what that means for this couple. But the fact that she brought this man around her whole family, kind of testing them out. He's been in more family functions than Carlton.
Mm-hmm.
Which that says a lot.
I think the actor is supposedly leaving, but there's speculation that the character is being recast, going to be recast. So Kyle is still going to possibly be around even when that actor goes.
Yeah, because they brought his son along, so they're investing in that character a little bit. So yeah, I don't mind her with Kyle. I know there's a lot of people online who feel away, and that's fine. But I want Carlton to be with somebody else on the show. I would love for June to have her love interest on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I can definitely see that working.
Yep. Speaking of June and love interest, her son, Jessica, broke up with him this past week too.
Oh.
Yeah,
We
he
must have
had a
missed that
whole
episode.
plan. This man was talking about going down to UCLA every weekend. And she was like, wait, hold on. Plus, that conversation was very telling that she had with Samantha. She was like, shoot, I went down there and we had too much fun. And it's a different type of dudes down there. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Bye bye.
She's being honest.
I mean,
Yeah. She always has been.
Yeah.
Tyrell was the one that, you know, used to jump out the window on things.
He was in his feelings.
she definitely pushed him out one because of the fact that when he dropped that whole bombshell that I'm coming out there every weekend, she was like, "Oh no, yeah, it's over."
Yeah, and the thing is, she said like we can have the fun during the summer, but we're not going to be together while we're in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially
and his dads were right.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
His dads were right when they said you can't. Have you even talked to Jessica about these plans that you're making about going out there every weekend? First of all, ridiculous. But you ain't even talked to her about this. And they were exactly right. You planning this girl's life, and you haven't even consulted with her about, what you're planning to do during the school year.
Sure. Where you gonna get the money from to be flying from Maryland to California twice
right?
every weekend?
He probably use his trust fund or something.
Yeah, well, she cut that out real quick, especially since most of them parties that she was talking about was on the weekend.
Yeah, UCLA. Yeah, she said, I want to be in the streets. You are not going to mess up my fun. I might be with somebody new every weekend.
But I was not trying to be handcuffed.
Nope. And rightfully so. They're both young. Like this puppy love. Like he's gonna find another girl in college, or he might change his tune. And like kids are gonna be kids at that stage and in college. It's not like where like the people are trying to find like their husbands and their wives in college. Is a different tone nowadays. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. All right. What do y'all think about this whole thing with Eva going to first Carlton about the scar and the conversation that she had with Isaiah, and Isaiah, he walked off, but then he came back and looked like they ended up becoming intimate. I could see maybe why she could feel that way. I mean, If you've been used to your body looking a certain way, and then all of
You
a
know,
sudden, you know, and then she said that that scar is a reminder of Kat giving her that liver, a person that basically they can't stand each other.
and that's where she lost me.
Because you should be grateful, because without it, you would not be here. If anything, it should be a reminder to appreciate life. But that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel where she's coming from, because like I remember like a conversation with my mom, because my mom, she had so many different surgeries in her lifetime, and I think when she had to like have a surgery on her heart, there was like a huge scar, and that she felt away, and she wanted the scar to go away. So I think like that resonates with a lot of people, and I I understand with her, with Eva being very young. She was wearing these little crop tops and little shorts, and she wants to show herself off, and she wants to look a certain way when she's being intimate with her guy and not turn him off. Like I get that, um, but at the same time, allow yourself to heal. I don't see why Leslie was being so abrasive about it. Nobody's telling this girl to go see a therapist to try to work out what she went through, because this was also traumatizing for her. She didn't ask for this to happen to her. She was on the brink of losing her life, and now she's dealing with the after effects of something life altering happening to her, and it's a genuine thing to feel. But you're completely right. The stuff what she was talking about with Kat lost me, because I'm like, to be grateful that she stepped in to save your life. Otherwise, it would have been a different outcome for you and your family.
Yeah, it's like they had to find a way, like they always do, to rope Kat into whatever trauma it is that Eva is facing.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Eva has a new insecurity, trauma, something every other month, and somehow it ends up being tied to Kat in some way. And I feel like what's going to happen, I mean, clearly they're setting this up for her to get therapy. It's probably going to end up being Nicole. Yeah. And somehow Kat is going to be the bad guy, because she's going to be insensitive to what Eva is going through. And once again, it's going to be, well, Kat, you're so mean to Eva. Why can't you just accept her? Or why are you upset when she's trying to get help from your, and it's like, oh my gosh, why can't they just leave this girl alone? Like, why did this have to be tied to Kat?
Right.
And aside from that, I feel like every storyline is some type of deep-rooted issue that Eva is dealing with, where she's going through something difficult and hard, and everybody has to rally around her to make her feel better about herself and to support her. Like, this has been this girl's storyline since she started on the show. And I just, it's similar to how I feel when they have Leslie and her vulnerable moments. They try to throw them out there every once in a while, and it's like, I don't connect to it with Eva, because it's all the time, and it's always just her being coddled and being told that she is like the diamond of the universe. Like, this is Eva's, this is what Eva gets all the time. This is just her character, just constantly coddled, and like, she just has to be told the sun shines out of her rear end. I'm just over it with her.
Gotcha.
I love Amber as an actress. She's a great actress, and she does a great job. It's just the character.
Yeah.
It's just the character.
Jenna made a very valid point. She said, as vain as Kat is, she's not worried about her scar.
Yeah.
We never hear about Kat talk about her scar. Wouldn't they have the same issue?
I thought she said hers were more invasive. So I
Well,
don't.
maybe they.
Go,
Yeah, maybe they were
because
since
they
she
would
was
have had to.
injured.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying maybe it was because she was injured in addition to also needing the transplant.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I don't know, but obviously, people do have issues with certain scars. So
Yeah.
all right, we gotta talk about Bill.
Oh, Danny's husband.
Yep. Yeah, Danny's husband that belonged
Lordy,
to
lordy,
Hazy.
lordy.
Yeah, so his daughters has been trying to figure out what the heck is Haley up to, along with Sammy/Randy, and they're assuming that they're in some sort of a physical relationship when technically they're related, from what we know.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, Haley been trying to get him out of town so she can pretty much put him 6 feet under and get rid of the body while out of town. Cause
A
that was
mess.
part of the plan, huh?
I said she's a mess.
Yeah. Well, her
She's a
plan.
mess when she's trying.
Go ahead. What'd you say, Bree?
I was gonna say she's a mess, but she's trying to be smart about it.
Yeah. I mean, she don't even care. She want this man gone. Would get that $10 million. Her and Randy get out of Dodge. She don't care if them girls see their daddy, or give him his final whatever. I mean, she just, yeah. That's a gold digger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I will never believe that she was ever going to split that money with Randy.
Mm-hmm.
She would keep all of that for herself and hang that man out to dry.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. But then he
But
collapses over at because his daughters are trying to tell him, and then we had that whole thing last week where Haley don't want the girls at the house, and Danny had a fit about that, and then they had a fit about it, but then Haley shows up at their house unannounced.
Mm-hmm.
He,
And
yeah,
then wasn't last week was that was when Chelsea tried to, or Naomi tried to poke around in his office to see if he had a prenup.
right, on his
yes.
computer.
And then Kat showed up, yeah, because Tomas was there.
Yeah, and
And then
Tomas
Kat
is
showed up.
thinking that he about to be pushed out, but he need to chill out. You can get fired.
Yeah, exactly. And he ain't learned nothing because this is like what the second, third
Yeah,
time.
and then there's in that promo, he's going to trip on her again this week.
Yep. Like, did you not hear Bill when he was talking to you the last time about this? when you kind of went off on Naomi about being in his office.
My question is, why doesn't he think that his daughter, you just say something did happen to Bill and he passes away? Does Tomas actually think that he's not going to wield that law office over to her?
Apparently not.
I mean, he actually think that she's in the way and trying to impede. And I'm like, dude, you need to take several seats.
And he's a junior partner at that. So even so, it would go to one of his senior partners, I would think, would take over. Even if it wasn't going to be Naomi.
Right. Yeah, I ain't get that. I'm like, dude, I mean, like you just said, Bill done already told him, who you think you talking to?
Yeah.
That's my daughter. And then you turn around and do it again, and you going to do it again this week while he's at the hospital?
I think the writers missed an opportunity between Haley and Tomas because they should have been working together.
Yep, they sure should have.
Like, because he would have something he would have had something to benefit, and so would she. and with him being sneaky and slimy, because he has no problem spying for Bill or like trying to social climb using Kat. He should have been working right along with Haley
That should
every single time.
that should have been his storyline, because it never made sense to me how they wrote him to be so enamored by Eva, and they had so much in common, and at the end of the day, he picks Kat, and it's like you pick the person that you had the least in common with, that you weren't connected to, in an intimate way. It was always something with him when it came to Kat. He was always fussing at her about something, or unhappy with something that she did. And with Eva, it was so easy. And at the end of the day, you went with the one that you had the least connection to. And his story should have turned out to be that he was using Kat this whole time. And that would have made his character much more interesting.
And even when he was starting to suspect Haley and Lynette, he could have propositioned himself and said, hey, I know what you guys have going on. Maybe we can help each other. That could have completely flipped and changed his story around.
Yeah.
It would have gave him some layers on top of that, too.
Yep.
But, that's just how I would write him. But, it is what it is.
It's interesting how Danny asked them in today's episode, her daughters, is she a little bit too close to this whole thing? And then she turned around and said that she's his wife.
Right. And they know she is. Her girls enable her just as much as Bill does. Exactly. Because they're the ones that call her with every little piece of news or information that they have about their father and Haley. They share things with her that she don't need to know. When it comes to Bill and Haley, like, they want her involved, and it's just so, it's weird to me. Danny, I can see a very thin excuse for, because that's who she had been in love with for 30 odd years. But from a daughter standpoint, if I watched my father treat my mother the way they described Bill treating her over the years, and even what we saw last year, I wouldn't be sitting there fantasizing about my parents being back together, or talking about how my mom is the love of his life and no one will ever replace her. And it's like, obviously, that's not true.
Well, that's the same thing that Steffi and Thomas did with trying to get their dad back with Taylor when he kept running back to Brooke.
Yes, very delusional.
Same thing with
it's like y'all just as dumb as your mama. Maybe even worse.
Yep.
But they know every time they open their mouth about Bill and Haley that she's going to be involved, and they do it anyway. They know what they're doing.
And they have no respect whatsoever for Andre. They do not care.
Yes. Yeah. Because Chelsea walked right on in that house and started talking about it. And he sat there and was also engaging in the conversation.
Well, that's why they do it then, because if he's going to be right there in the conversation, I'm like, oh, well, you don't mind. I can talk to Mom about my dad all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They see him as a peer, not a stepfather. They're not taking that marriage seriously.
Nope. They didn't. It took them a while to actually get on board with it.
I mean, and to be very honest, if the mom is not taking it seriously, why should they?
Right. There's zero boundaries there.
Nope.
When it comes to Bill, and Daniel's just open about it. She just was fully open about the fact that they're looking into Haley possibly cheating on Bill. And the funny thing about this, though, is that Danny she's so giddy about finding out that Haley is possibly cheating on Bill. And it's like, you, ma'am, just cheated on your husband a couple months ago.
But it's going to make her feel better for doing it, because remember, she was eating her up. But I guarantee you, if that was the case, which is not, because Randy is her cousin, that's why she's enjoying this. because now she's like, hey, you know better than I am. And then on the flip side, I'm wondering what this thing is that's coming out with Andre. Who is this mystery person?
Yeah.
Could it be has?
I
Go ahead.
the other funny thing about that though, about the cheating with Danny and Bill and her thinking that Haley is doing it, is Danny should be celebrating the fact that this man is finally being cheated on after everything that he's done to her. And it's like Danny, his girls, even Anita are all acting concerned. And it's like, I'm confused. I'm so confused as to why they wrote this man the way they did, only to have every woman around him be protective of him. Like, ooh, like that's Victor? Why this man is toxic. That's why Bill is as toxic as he is. Because don't nobody hold him accountable for it. They just let this man run free and do whatever he wants. And like he can come back home and, he can come back home and get right on back in his bed and act like he's this great husband and perfect father and great son-in-law or whatever. I don't get it. And I never will when it comes to his character.
Yeah. And wasn't it like a couple of weeks ago, Danny was like, I don't want to be involved with anything that has to do with Bill. Don't call me about him. And all it takes for him to go to a hospital visit, she changes her tune. Now she's just hopping over Naomi's house like, oh, what information did you get? And
she changed her tune that same episode, girl. She was in the hospital that same episode that she said that.
Sure did. Yep. And then I'm like, your daughters are grown, but you want to step in like, oh, Haley, how dare you tell my daughters are not welcome into their dad's home. Your daughters are grown enough to check Haley and her daddy. But she can't. Danny cannot help herself. And I'm glad that she was honest in today's episode.
I am too. I just wish Andre had been there to hear it.
Yep. Like, that was my husband. She said it with her whole chest. Carla, fantastic acting. My goodness. But Danny, she said it with her whole chest. My husband.
well, Haley is still in her act because now she done signed off that nobody, the doctors, or any decision making is only in her hands now.
Which I'm like, and you know what? Even though we know Haley is using him and, isn't really in love with him, she had every right to do that. Because how are you going to be in this hospital telling me how to act and that my behavior is unacceptable and that what I need to do when it comes to my husband and the grief that I'm going through right now? Like, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
So I don't blame Haley for doing that.
I don't know. It's hard for me to get on board with that one. I guess because I know what she's up to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Taking that out of, because nobody knows what she's up to. I know that we do, but they don't know what she's up to. So if I were in Haley's shoes, I would have done the same thing. Like, if I wasn't, even if Haley wasn't trying to off Bill, this would be Danny, because Danny has been trying to prove and tell everybody that Haley's been up to no good since the show started. So I think even if they hadn't, made the story to where Haley was using him and plotting to unalive him, Danny would still be in this state. She would still be trying to tell Haley what she can and can't do when it comes to Bill, and trying to prove something about her, and probably still would have been in that hospital trying to run things for somebody that she's not married to anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. What else was there that we need to cover?
That was the big
That was
bulk
the
of that
crust
week.
of it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Vanessa and Heather had that little interaction.
Yeah, that was
Um,
today. They got drunk together. That girl is. You see that they did the replay toward the end of the episode where she was
Mhm.
pouring stuff in there.
Yeah, she got her drunk on purpose.
Yep. I wonder what she gonna do with, because the only thing they really had a conversation about is Doug. So I'm wondering if she's just trying to find. I don't know. Maybe she's trying to hold something over Joey's head. Because she wants in on his territory. She is the impaler, so
right.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's gonna be interesting to see. What do y'all think about Ashley playing that role compared to what we see her as Bridget on Bold and the Beautiful?
I'm trying to separate the two, and I think that she's doing a good job. But like when I watch the older episodes of Bold and I see her as Bridget, like I can't help myself. Like she'll
Yeah,
always be Bridget
they
to
look
me.
like they're definitely trying to pull her out of that because she's supposed to be in a villain role with this one.
Mhm.
And then she got all that, they got her with the extra makeup on and being extra cunning so I'm trying to, because I remember her as the good doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but I am all for Ashley in this role, and I'm really I just like you. I feel like Heather is the person that Andre was with.
I think that
Um,
Heather got something to do with him too.
yeah,
Yeah. I think it's more than just they were together. I think somehow he was involved in her criminal activity.
Ooh, that
It's
would be a
either
good
that,
twist.
if it's not that, then it must be that she is a psycho ex. Because you ain't dodging pictures and trying to stay low key to some extent just because you
Mhm.
have an ex girlfriend somewhere.
Mhm.
And he wouldn't be sweating bullets over, an ex showing up in town. Because this was somebody that you were with before you met, or before, you and Danny started your thing. So
Mhm.
it's got to be something more than just the two of them dated. There had to be something else with it.
yeah, because he's running scared. That's why I feel like he witnessed something because he had to crawl all the way back to the DMV, and he's a whole international photographer. And we see all he's been doing is just all this local stuff. And he's turning down Forrester because he doesn't want to be seen, turning down job opportunities with Jabot, everything. And for what?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's trying to stay out of the spotlight for whatever reason.
And I'm like, you married Danny Dupree. That
Right.
didn't help you. But, oh well.
Mhm. All right. What else we got?
That, I think that should be it.
Should be it.
Because the stuff that Haley took up most of the week.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
And everyone trying to put the clues together took up most of the week. I know Vanessa had a little sit down with Randy, and that was a good scene too. I thought there was going to be more to that, but I guess not.
Well, what about that conversation between Leslie and Ted? And Ted told her to sit down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, Ted, you got some bass in your voice? Who was this Ted?
Sit down. I'm like, ooh. And Leslie looking at him like, wait a minute, who is this?
She was so unreasonable. She's always just so unreasonable about things. Because everything Ted was saying made sense. And he's telling her she just got this surgery done. She needs time for that to heal. In addition to, there's emotional healing that she needs to do.
Well, that was a lot of emotional manipulation. She wanted to make him feel guilty so she could get him to do what she wanted him to do. Yeah, I'll find a different doctor. You don't care about your daughter. You never cared. He was like, I didn't even know she existed.
All right.
So she tried to emotionally manipulate him to get what she wanted.
And like,
that's her go-to with everything. Emotionally manipulation with everything.
And Leslie robbed her own daughter of those opportunities to get to know
Correct.
her father.
Yep.
Leslie had no problem taking a check
Mm-hmm.
and raising her daughter by herself. So
Yep. That is true. That is definitely true. What else is there? I'm trying to think. Cause it's
Oh,
always. Go ahead.
wasn't it last week when she told Carlton about Kyle? Nicole and
Oh
Carlton were
yeah,
standing
and
there
cause
talking, and she
Kyle.
came up and
Yeah,
yeah, it's like this is why her
she
character
messy.
annoys me.
She's always messy.
Yes. Yeah. I and my thing is I get messy characters, but
Mm-hmm.
this is constantly her. Like that was unnecessary. This woman has done nothing to you. You have already ruined or helped a part of ruining her marriage. And now here you are trying to ruin other relationships that have nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is your problem? It's harassment at this point.
Yep, I
yeah.
agree. I agree. All right, what else? Can we think of anything else before we move to the last of everything?
I think we hit it
I can't
all.
think of anything.
Okay. All right. Well, we will get to our final segments. Our flip the script, who's taken several seats, star of the week, pickle of the week, Simp Olympics, and the Audacity Award. All right. So, with the Young and the Restless, what you flipping?
I would have loved for Adam to hold Sally accountable for
Okay.
not upholding their agreement, the non-disclosure agreement, because the whole purpose was to keep your mouth shut.
And I'm gonna tag piggyback on what you said. I would have wanted Sally to really hold Billy accountable even further because just telling him to go fix it, what he screwed it up. What do you think he gonna fix that? How you gonna fix that with Victor Newman?
Right.
He had
Like
no
he's this.
business dipping his toe in the water when it come to that whole thing. This is your company. You told him because you wanted to be honest to say, listen, I just brokered a deal. You might not like it, but I need to keep Victor off my back. I'm going to need you to stay out the way while I handle my business. And when he didn't do it, it's something you got to do to tell us because him just saying, can I get you, what did he say? Sauerkraut and peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, you
But
want me to get you a sauerkraut? I'm so sorry. What can I do? Dude, you done screwed it up already.
right.
And this is why people be mad at Billy all the time.
Yep. So I wish there was a different level of accountability she could have held him to versus saying, I need you to go fix it. Because all he's going to do is make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's his specialty.
Yep. All right, you got anything, Keish? Or no, not for Y&R?
My flip, and I guess it's just a writing flip. If they're gonna have this Matt character be a part of the show, I need them to end his like the woe is me, I've changed apology tour. Like I'm tired of seeing it. When he walked into Sharon's coffee shop last week and started talking again about how he's a different man, it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm tired of hearing it. Okay, you got hit on the head, you woke up and you're a different man now. Like, why are you walking into your victim's place of business again, telling people that you're different and asking for forgiveness and all that mess? Like,
Mm-hmm.
they don't believe you. Leave them alone. I'm tired of it. I am tired of him already.
Wow. And he's such a great actor. I just
Oh, he is.
they it's just the and again this is the tail end of the previous writing staff, so hopefully they'll do something different for him with the new writers. So, all right, what y'all flipping on bold?
I would have loved for Will to walk into his house when Katie was chewing out Dylan and he actually checks his mom.
Yeah, I don't know if
That's a
he would
good
be
one.
able to do. I know it's a good one, but he's so still stuck into he want Electra back. I don't know. He might have
He
would have
might play
did
the
it,
victim
Bree.
card. He might play the victim card.
Right. But that's a good flip though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that I mean, I understand that she tried to stand her ground and be pleasant or respectful about it, you know, but I would have told her, I would have had Dylan tell her, look, you talking to the wrong person because that girl has clearly not stood up for your son. And I've been here trying to support him. And you coming for me?
Yeah.
And I would have had her itemize it like she did this, she did that, she kissed his cousin, she this man came in his house, she left with him multiple times. She already broke up with him, and at the same time, she wanted you to she wanted him to leak company secrets that belong to you. But you yelling at me and calling me I'm here for gold digging reasons or something. I just wish that Dylan need a backbone with multiple people.
Yeah. A lot of people to hold that girl up. Something. She need a real friend. Anything.
I mean, she need to stand up to Electra. Granted, she was trying to be respectful to Will's mom, but it's like you don't know me, but I mean, I don't know you either. I mean, I ain't gonna let you talk to me just because I like your fashion. Who you think you are? I mean, man, please come on. Um,
Okay.
what y'all got on bold? Is that everybody got theirs in or?
Um, Mine was. I think Dylan did a good job considering that was her first time meeting Katie. I think she did well for herself, trying to stand up for herself. But my flip would have been Finn putting on some eye mask and earphones and just ignoring Sheila the entire
Oh
flight.
Lord. Well, listen, Keish, uh,
uh-huh.
Sheila definitely went to sleep, and he was watching her.
Oh yeah, she had that dream.
It's so funny, by the way. It's this is a everyday interesting fact, or I guess whatever you want to call it. So I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was talking about her and her friends hanging out, and I said, "Well, who you hanging out with?" She said, "I'm hanging out with one of her other friends, and I'm hanging out with Sheila Carter." And I'm like, "Wait,
Oh.
what you say?" Well, one of her friends is named Sheila Carter.
You better get some ID.
uh-uh.
And and the thing is, I grew up with me and my sisters. We grew up with her kids and everything. But she
Mm-hmm.
got married later in life, and her husband, who has recently just passed on, his last name was Carter, but her name was Sheila. And so she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm hanging out with Sheila Carter," and I had to do a double take. I'm like, "Wait a minute, that's right. Her name is Sheila Carter."
That's funny.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So I said next time I was gonna be on the podcast, I was gonna share that with y'all. I thought that was crazy. And my mom was like, "Why is that surprising to you?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing."
Just get some ID.
You're
Just to be
right.
sure.
Oh my goodness. All right. What y'all flipping on BTG?
Um, what I was actually hoping for was Joey letting Mona win just so she owes him a favor.
Okay.
Because he's collecting favors for everybody in town. And I can see him utilizing her.
Gotcha. All right. What you got, Keish?
um, hmm. Mine would be Andre telling Danny to mind her dang on business
I
and
heard that.
stay out of Bill's marriage.
Gotcha.
But he's sitting there gossiping and cackling just like one of them.
I know, right?
Yeah.
um, Let me think, cause I had something on the tip of my tongue and I forgot just that fast. But what was it? Oh, I know what it was. That whole conversation with Tomas
Mm.
and Naomi. I mean, she should have really chin checked that dude. I know she tried to get out of there because she was trying to get information, but at the end of the day, that's his daughter. You need to chill out. He need to chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Who's taking seats on Y&R?
Sally and Billy
Sally and Billy.
and Adam, actually. The whole
What? You gave
trifecta.
Adam a seat?
Yeah. If he had enough money to buy Newman Media, he had enough money to start his own company.
Yeah, that's true too. We've been saying that for the last 6, 7 years, right, Keish?
Mm-hmm.
So now he put himself in this mess, and it's just stupid. He need to sit on down.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Go ahead, Keish.
I'm giving Matt Clark a seat
Oh
with his
yeah.
old Eeyore behind, walking
Eeyore.
around everybody.
Wait a minute. Did you just say Eeyore?
Yeah, walking around like Eeyore. Every time he tries to make some apology and somebody cusses him out, he walks away with his head down and his lip poked out. Like, go sit down
Wow.
somewhere.
Alrighty then.
Eeyore. That's what he acts like, Eeyore. Because no one is
Wow.
kissing his butt and saying, "Oh, I'm so grateful you apologized again." Go
Mm-mm.
away.
Why'd you do that to Eeyore?
Wow.
What'd you say?
She said, "Why did you do that to Eeyore?" That's what she said.
That's how he acts.
Girl,
Nobody
y'all
likes me.
Girl, you are silly. I'm gonna give Victor a seat because it's like, look, you got the company back. Sit down and shut up.
Right.
Let it go already. And I'm gonna give Nikki a seat because we went through all of that only for her to come back and get married to Victor again. So,
Hmm.
all right, what y'all? Who taking seats on Bold?
Katie for sure.
Oh yes,
Mm-hmm.
Katie
And
and Sheila for me.
And Will needs a seat too.
Mm-hmm.
You still whining about this girl?
I know what
Still.
needs to take a seat is that whole phrase, Forsters and Spencers don't mix. I'm so sick of hearing that.
Girl.
Me too.
I mean, they
Eric
had no
says
problem
it like
trying
they just say it and roll off the tongue. I'm like, would y'all stop?
because they had no problem mixing Spencers and Foresters. Uh, Douglas is a mixture.
And so is Kelly.
Kelly's a mixture. And they had no problem practicing and trying. How many Spencers did Ridge marry?
Man, come on.
I mean, Brooke that married Spencer. They all that married
Ridge
Spencer.
married two.
Right.
Thomas dated one. Steffi married two and messed with one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. See, so they can say it don't mix, but they have no problem trying.
Exactly. I'm just sick of that phrase. It's just like, stop. Just cut it out.
Because they're desperately trying hard to give Will and Electra this Romeo and Juliet story, and it just doesn't work because they didn't write it properly.
Yeah.
They rushed it. They manufactured all these stupid problems that they had that aren't actually problems.
Exactly.
Is this worse than Hope and Liam?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't alone in that. Because at least Liam, he explored his options. He at least hot potato between woman after woman, whereas Will is just...
I mean,
on
that
his knees
whining and
begging.
crying, please, and then you got your mama want to throw you back with the same with the same woman who don't give you the time of day. She wants you to be 110% on her side, but she's not on yours. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Which is, you know what that sounds like though? That sounds like the Liam and Steffi part of that triangle, because Steffi was the one that could never. It was like nothing she did was ever right with Liam, and regardless of everything that, all of the little heartaches and stuff that Liam would put Steffi through, Taylor would still try to argue about how Steffi and Liam belong together. And it's like, why do you want your daughter with him? Why?
Mm-mm. That's why I was glad that they brought Finn in the mix, but he has no backbone.
Nothing at all.
Still better than Liam. At least
I
she
mean,
got
at
somebody
least he
putting her
don't.
first.
Yeah, I mean, he don't cheat. That man has been 110% faithful. They have not bought in anybody. I mean, they tried to get Hope to seduce him, but yeah, he ain't budging. That man is 110% Team Steffi.
But not a bad thing. But he's
No.
losing his voice in the midst
Especially
of
after
this.
they put that Steffi's character for over a decade through the triangle and literally every man that she was with. Once Liam
Hope.
came into the picture,
Mm-hmm.
it was Hope was with him first, in one way or another. It was
Right.
like she was always struggling to get somebody's attention. She was never the primary option. She was always a consolation prize, or she was just straight up rejected. that was literally Steffi's role for a decade, which is insane to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at least for Will, I'll say he is not as I don't feel like he's not playing with Dylan's feelings.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like Liam took advantage of Steffi's feelings for him. He's straight up telling Dylan, like, I want to be with a lecturer. You're a cool
he
girl
even
and
told
everything,
her.
but
Yeah, he even told her when they were doing that whole countertop scenes, I ain't making no promises.
Yep, he did. So he's been straight up honest with her, and that's something that Liam never was
No.
with Steffi.
Yep, I agree. All right, we got all of the seats in for both.
Yeah.
BTG.
Boy, this Haley storyline. We need to
Yeah,
see.
I'm gonna get Tomas a seat.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Tomas definitely gets a seat. Danny gets a seat because she's being ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give Mona a seat too. Wait, was that last week when she did that, or was that the week before? The whole I'm playing for his soul.
I thought
That
that
was
was the week
That
before.
was last week.
Oh, was it last
Was
week?
it last week?
It was Monday's episode.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, she gets a seat for that because ain't nobody asked you to do all that.
Yeah. What you got, Bree?
I actually had Leslie
Okay.
that needs a seat. She's doing way too much, and I understand she's just looking out for her daughter, sure. But at the same time, the way that she was talking with Ted, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Leslie always needs a seat, so.
You're right. I agree. All right. And I gotta tell you, Ted definitely told Leslie to take a seat. So.
Okay.
I should have let him sing it.
All right, star of the week. Weiner.
I'm gonna give it to Roger.
Not according to Keish.
Look, the way he told Adam, like the character is one thing, but the actor.
Right, I know. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even in tomorrow's episode, he stole the show in tomorrow's episode. Well, today's episode was Monday, right?
Yeah.
He stole the show then.
Yeah, he is too funny.
He has range. He's funny. He just my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it. Josh Morrow is handling this addiction storyline, and tomorrow is even crazier.
Yeah, he's who I was going to give it to. Simply just for that um, dream sequence of him scarfing down whatever it was he was scarfing down in the coffee shop alone. I'm gonna give him star of the week for that.
Yeah, well, you guys see tomorrow's episode.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Sharon's definitely not gonna like that.
Mm-mm.
Oh, his new.
I'm wondering, is this, didn't they say something about a new character coming on screen? Is that the one?
That's her.
So she gonna be around for a while.
They said that about Tamara Braun playing Sienna.
But I mean, and well, Tamara was here for what, a year, 6 months, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's gonna be not just a couple of episodes. She's gonna be here for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, from the looks of it, she's gonna be there for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Cause after, oof, that is, yeah. I'll just leave that to y'all to watch for tomorrow. But I'm gonna give it to, like I said, Josh Morrow on the whole addiction storyline. Cause I'm telling you, he's been all over the place, but he's been handling it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, star BTG.
Oh, it was hard for me to choose one. I'm actually gonna give this to Amber Michelle.
Okay.
I think this the way that she was breaking down, um, and I know people are gonna feel, however they feel about the character, but the
Mhm.
actress,
Yeah, Amber.
it
That,
was
yeah, that she definitely was, man.
she proven why she got that nomination.
Right.
And there's honorable mentions, and I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna name them, but Amber for me.
I'm gonna just go ahead and give it to Carla.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that girl is something else. And
Yeah, that's what I was
and
giving
I'm
it to.
glad BTG is actually allowing her to act just freely. I mean, I'm not saying she didn't have it on Bold, but we didn't see none of this on Bold.
Mm-mm. They didn't give her opportunity to, with the
Mm-mm.
script, they didn't give her opportunity to do that.
Nope.
But she's also proven why she got her nomination. So
Mm-hmm.
good for her.
Yep.
I think she definitely had moments on Bold because remember there was a span of time where her and Rick were just terrorizing uh, Allie and the Australian girl when they were the jerks on the show.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole the trans storyline they did with her, she showed out in that too. But this is definitely a different side
Of
to her
her,
character
yeah.
that she's
I
she's
like
had
them
on.
clothes. The girl, her and Michelle Stafford, they got bodies
Mm-hmm.
with, and these dresses they be wearing. I be like, oh my god, where can I find them?
Yeah.
All
The
right,
stylist.
the style, yeah. Um,
And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bree.
I was gonna say Keith Robinson also gets a little honorable mention for that
Oh,
scene
for
he
that
had with
scene with
Leslie.
Leslie.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's like,
All right,
oof,
pickle of the week, Y&R.
Daniel. His daddy trying to give him a job and he has to think about it.
I'm gonna give Billy that pickle because he's a hothead.
Yep.
I'm like, Billy, why you screw up the plan? Man, it was a good plan, and you just had to open your mouth.
Mm-mm-mm.
Anything, Keisha? Or no, you want to keep going?
Matt Clark is the pickle.
Oh yeah. Okay, gotcha. All right, Pickle Bold, Katie.
Yeah, Katie, just what is with this lady?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. I
What you got,
guess that was
Keish?
mine.
I don't know. Mine is between Katie and Sheila.
I figured Sheila was gonna be on your list.
Yeah. I'll just say Sheila then since both of you guys said Katie.
Katie. Yep. Okay. BTG Pickle.
Danny and her busybody self meddling in Bill's marriage.
Okay.
This is where I gave it to
Yeah,
Tomas.
I was gonna say the same thing. Yep.
He's doing a little too much.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I heard of that.
All right. And then we have the Simple Olympics. All right, Bree. What's your order?
Oh man, I had to really think about this. So bronze is actually going to be Nikki because
Okay.
once again, trying to for marrying Victor for however many times.
Okay.
Um, silver is going to actually go to Katie
To
for the way she's
Katie?
caping, for the way that she's
Caping
caping
for
for
Electra.
Electra
Okay.
after everything that she's put her son through is insane. Um, speaking of her son, Will Spencer's getting gold because you're still, even after the fact, still crying about this girl.
Mm-hmm. And who get
And then
platinum?
that would be Miss Danny Dupree.
Mm-hmm.
She is overly invested in a man that is not legally her husband.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And uses her kids as an excuse.
Yep.
Hey, Haley may be a scammer, but she is 100% right about Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with your list too, girl. Because I can't think of. Well, I'm gonna give Michael the bronze because he was super thirsty up at that wedding.
I was torn between Nikki and Michael for bronze. I'm so glad that you said that.
That
he
man looking like I'm just gonna keep my mouth closed.
he was staring at Victor the entire time they were giving out their vows. He barely looked at Nikki. And then he's about to burst out in tears, like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy to be a part of this. I'm like, when do you show your wife this type of emotion?
Mm-hmm.
Remember her? I'm like, where is your wife in the midst of all of this?
Mm-hmm. I do have to throw our boy Tyrell a silver
Oh.
Yeah.
because this dude was so super thirsty. He was about to just pretty much fly out to LA every 2 weeks with who knows whose money to be with a girl who she looking like, yeah, no, you staying home and we're done after summer.
Just refusing to take the no and just move on and move forward.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. And then of course Danny is at the top. I'm trying to think who would I give gold to? Cause who was your gold?
Mine was Will Spencer.
Oh, Will. Yeah, might as well, cause he was whining and crying.
Yeah, your brother and your daddy's trying to give you great advice, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I don't know. I love Electra. We're gonna be together forever, even after everything she put you through. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Oh, girl, I keep thinking about that whole thing with Michael. I mean, that dude was he was super thirsty. I just have to keep laughing at that one. All right, who gets the Audacity Award?
You know what? I think Katie has earned it this week.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. You got the audacity to be yelling at somebody when you should be redirecting that energy to his ex.
Mm-hmm.
causing all of this. So she gets a seat, she gets a simp award, and she an audacity award.
Would you give Danny a nod at that one too?
For audacity,
Yeah, you had the audacity to call this man your husband.
I would. I'm gonna say no,
Okay.
only because I don't think that she's ever lied about when it came to her feelings for Bill.
Okay.
I think that she's always had she's always used Andre as a prop, or she
Okay.
used him, she's always just used him either to get over Bill or to make Bill jealous. And, you know, he was never really her husband. I think that she was being the most honest she's ever been in that scene with Haley.
But hasn't she kind of been lying? She has been telling everybody she's 100% in love with Andre. And she's happy. And, she's done with dealing with Bill. And 5 minutes later, she does the complete opposite. She shows the complete opposite.
And I feel like when it was in that scene, the way that she said that with her whole chest, that's how she's always operated. Because there was moments where she even wanted to let Andre go and talk. It was saying like, "Oh, I'm perfectly fine being by myself and enjoying myself." She never fully committed to Andre, not in the same way. The fact that she can even utter the words, "That's my husband," and
right,
Andre,
so she has been lying. She hasn't been honest with her feelings with everybody.
I feel that
because if she was that honest with her feelings, like that to that extent, her and Andre wouldn't be together, and people wouldn't have these shocked faces, because every chance she gets, she's telling her parents that she's so lucky to have Andre, and she's moved on from Bill. She said it to her girls too. I've moved on from your father. I'm not going to be, I'm not in his business, or I'm not going to be bothered with whatever drama him and Haley have going on. And that's not true.
I see that. I think her actions have, I don't know. Because even with her family and her daughters, including her if she had moved forward, I don't think they would include her into stuff that's going on with Bill. I think to some degree they knew underlining what her feelings were for this man.
I don't think she's been dishonest about always caring for Bill and always loving him because of their history, or whatever you want to call it. But she definitely hasn't been completely transparent about how deep her feelings actually are. Or because if she was, she wouldn't have. If she felt the way that she claims that she feels, she wouldn't have called Bill her husband for the second time, and everybody wouldn't be shocked that she said it.
See, this is where you could do a case study on Danny Dupree. She desperately needs it.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, oh Lord, yeah, that's crazy.
My audacity award goes to Sheila, because she had the audacity to get her butt on a plane and follow Finn and Steffi out of the country to try to badger them. That's some next level audacity.
You say that's next level audacity, girl. I heard that. All right, y'all, we did it. We got through another week of soaps recap. Stay tuned for more standalone videos the rest of the week. Hopefully we get some more interesting dialogue from all three soaps, so we have something to talk about. Young and the Restless tomorrow is very interesting when it comes to Nick Newman. especially
Mhm.
toward the end. So stay tuned for that. And Devon and Nate got some changes coming up as well. So
Yep, and we see how close Victoria and Kyle actually
yep,
get to.
that is correct.
Oh, that happens tomorrow. I
Yep,
haven't watched any episode.
that
Okay.
happens tomorrow. Yes, it does.
Let the mess begin.
Yep.
Mhm. All right, you guys, hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And until the next recap or video, we'll see you guys later. Bye, Soapies.
Bye.